100 to 125 weighing cows and bulls, 125 150 pairs, 50 to 75 bred cows, 400 450 calves and yearlings. Today's sale will include 71 cow-calf pairs from the Three Rivers Cattle Company at Three Rivers, New Mexico. Reputation and quality Angus cows with Angus calves at side. 20 of these pairs 3 to 6 years old. 50 pairs 7 to 10 years old. Cows are in medium condition. These calves weigh 150 250 pounds. Also 7 bred cows off these. 22 pairs Johnny Watkins, Big Lake, Texas, X-quality Black Angus and Charolais Cross cows with Black and Charolais Cross calves. These cows 2 to 6 years old. Several other sets of short-term cow-calf pairs. 27 light heifer yearlings, Fred Yates, right here at Roswell. X-quality Black Angus and Charolais crossbred heifers, cattle weigh 150 days. 2 rounds of shots right off alfalfa fields, 575, 650 pounds. 28 calves and light yearlings. Key Livestock right here at Roswell. X-quality black and black white face Angus crosses, 1 round of shots, 500, 700 pounds. 27 calves. Tracy McNeil, Carlsbad. Excellent quality black and black white face and Charolais crossbred calves, 1 round of shots, 400, 500 pounds. 22 calves, Marley and Marley right here at Roswell. Excellent quality black Angus crossbred calves, cattle weigh 60 days, 375, 500 pounds. 53 calves, Rose Ranch, Sierra Blanca, Texas. Good quality black crossbred calves, thin condition, 200 to 400 pounds. Several rope and size calves in these. Sale time this morning will be 9 o'clock. Sell pairs of bred cows 9:30. Be selling calves and yearlings about 10 to 10:15. A fairly short on weigh cows and bulls for today, so be on these good pairs pretty quick. Expect to sell 800 head today. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Get ready for Yucca Blossom Spring Fling, April 6th and 7th at the Artesia Center, 612 North 8th Street. Over 75 booths of shopping with something for everyone. There'll be food trucks and boutique trailers too. Come enjoy an entire weekend of shopping small businesses all in one convenient location. Plus, don't forget to bid at the silent auction to benefit a local family in need. Yucca Blossom Spring Fling, Saturday, April 6th from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday, April 7th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Artesia Center, 612 North 8th Street in Artesia, New Mexico.
The Hobbs Downtown Slam and Jam Tournament is back. This 3-on-3 tournament at 200 East Broadway in downtown Hobbs takes place April 20th and 21st. Enjoy mouthwatering treats from food trucks, check out vendor booths, and jump into a variety of family-friendly activities throughout the day. Ready to hit the courts? Register now at Macker.com and secure your spot in the Ultimate Basketball Showdown. Be sure to check out our social media channels for the latest news and updates as we advance to the tournament. Register now at Macker.com and don't miss out on the excitement of the Hobbs Downtown Slam and Jam Tournament April 20th and 21st.
Honey, what are you doing? It's 4 a.m.
Well, I'm making a big breakfast for you and the kids. We got to get going this morning. It's a long drive to Midland Airport.
I booked our flights out of our airport here in Hobbs. It's in town, not in Texas.
Well, you want some toast?
Is that strawberry?
Organic boysenberry.
I'm going back to bed.
Love you.
Flying in and out of Hobbs gives you more time and less stress. So when it's time to fly, you gotta fly Hobbs.
Hi, I'm Laura Boyd of Rio Grace Landscaping in Lovington, and we are celebrating our first year of being open at 4 Crockett Road, just north of Lovington on the Tatum Highway. You can find fruit, shade, and flowering trees. Hydrangea, roses, grasses, boxwood, lavender, and much more are filling the garden center weekly. Rock, boulders, planter pots, and now top and garden soil plus organic compost. Open 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday and on Sunday by appointment. Call us today at 575-396-7464. Rio Grace Landscaping, your ultimate service garden center and landscape professionals.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
Hi, good morning. The forecast for southeast New Mexico down to 285, and now temperatures have cooled to the lower 60s today. The big story, the wind is very gusty. In areas of blowing dust on 285 from Roswell at 62 degrees to 64 degrees in Carlsbad, Artesia, and around 64 degrees in Hobbs and Lovington. The wind will decrease tomorrow and temperatures around 75 degrees in Carlsbad and 73 at our radio studios in Lovington. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Herberts.
Your country plays on W105.
You guys ready?
Be
in the Breakfast Club, broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain Gods studio. Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer.
And I want to make sure I get the quote exactly right.
You seem particularly triggered right now.
Welcome to April 2nd. April 2nd, major national holiday today. National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day.
I know you love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day.
It is peanut butter and jelly time.
Peanut butter, meat jelly.
Today it's time for the PB&J to shine.
Ta-da! Peanut butter and jelly.
The perfect PB&J.
Happy National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day.
It's showtime.
Hey, good morning to you. It is Blake and me this morning. Tommy did not make it in. He is suffering with things that we do not want to discuss on the air.
He has a rumbly in his tumbly.
Yes, only if you would eat right, it would take care of that. But digression, yeah. Wow. Before we get started, I see the sheriff putting out a warning this morning about blowing dust. How is it in Lovington? Because it's supposed to be just 25-mile-an-hour winds. Yesterday was the day that we had.
It wasn't too bad this morning. I mean, it was pretty normal little wind this morning. I didn't notice any real blowing dust. Yesterday afternoon, we had quite a bit of blowing dust.
Yeah, I do see people saying south of Roswell that it's pretty bad.
And as the sun comes up and it warms up, we'll probably pick up on the wind speed.
So anybody see any traffic conditions out there, please let us know. Blake will be handling the text line this morning. Tom is not in, and bless his heart this morning and his stomach. Yes.
Get better soon, Tom.
There is not a vegetable that dude likes.
I was going to say I'll try and fill in for him, but I don't know that I can shut off part of my brain.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you could do it, we could maybe have somebody choke you out, and that way the oxygen. I'm trying to help here.
I'll just pop in with the random things that don't have anything to do with anything
just
else.
Random, like we're not even talking about it, and you most definitely.
Bagels with jelly on them.
Yeah, there you go. Peanut butter and jelly day. International Peanut Butter and Jelly Day. Question of the day is very simple. Question of the day this morning is how many peanut butter and jelly sandwiches do you eat annually now and back in the day? I'm going to tell you. Back in the day, I probably ate close to 1,000 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. That was the go-to.
Wow.
My mom, we didn't have a lot of money, and mom, peanut butter and jelly, bologna sandwich on some good occasions, and mom would shop every week, and when the food ran out, you're done, except for bread, milk, and the staples. You're just done.
We love peanut butter and jelly, and our family was the same way as yours. And so you learn to make sandwiches out of things that you wouldn't think would ever go together.
I'm going to be honest. People nowadays that they don't understand the struggle. Because if you're poor, you're on food stamps, and you've got it made.
Right.
You really do have it made, because you can go to the store and get stuff that we couldn't afford as kids. Meat. We ate meat one time a week. That was it.
And it was a little serving. I mean, how they tell you it's like the deck of cards? Well, that was still the serving size when I was a kid.
Yeah, we got roast on Sunday. That was pretty much it. I mean, during the week, red beans and rice, white beans and rice, spaghetti. I mean, that was pretty much the way things went. Ferret Day. Richard Gere is very happy today. Fact Check Day. Those fact checkers working real hard. Children's Book Day going on today. National Love Your Produce Manager Day.
Wonder who came up with that.
Yes. Reconciliation Day going on, and Sam Day of Action and World Autism Awareness Day happening today. Joe Biden said that he's optimistic about the United States' future during the 2024 White House Easter egg run, held on a Monday, all because Joe Biden was actually in Delaware for Easter. And Hunter was there. Hunter was like, aren't there any white lines out here, bro? I mean, don't we need something to mark off where the kids can go and not go? 40,000 people showed up.
Wow. On
I'm
a Monday?
sure big donors.
On a Monday?
Yeah, on a Monday. Nobody works.
Wow.
Hunter, don't you have some paintings to work on? Joe was a little disappointed about the Easter egg roll. Yeah, he was actually looking for duck sauce. Yeah. White House, make that Barron Trump 6'7" now.
Wow.
Towering over his mother, Melania, as the pair made a rare appearance alongside Donald Trump for Easter at Mar-a-Lago, along with the grandkids. Yeah. Man, kid is 6'7". He's towering over pretty much everybody. Donald Trump's not a small guy. He's 6'4", right? 6'4".
I thought he was like 6'3", but yeah, he could be 6'4".
Yeah.
But yeah,
So,
at 6'7", that kid's probably, well, he probably won't because of his last name, but he should be playing basketball.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he's a basketball player, but I don't know. I don't know that for fact. Oh, my goodness. Blake, remember I told you I was going to go put some protein in my smoothie?
Right.
Bad mistake. I forgot why I don't like that protein. It's a berry flavored, and I thought, well, that'll go good with the strawberry, but it's so tart that it's not good.
Wow.
Not good.
You'll have to force
So how
it
many
down.
peanut? Yeah, I'm not going to waste it. I paid $1.50 for this movie. Damn it! All right,
That's a far
6:13.
cry from what they are here.
Yeah, Smoothie King is one of my favorites, but man, $9 smoothie.
Yeah, but they are
big
good.
ones like
they are
$14. Yeah, I got a friend of mine that is a franchisee for one of those, and I was like, so bro, tell me where to get the powder you put in the smoothies.
Right.
Because all that, I mean, they're not mashing real fruit.
No. Well, they have some.
No, it's all.
They have some.
Yeah, not much.
No. But yeah, they when they do it, you can watch them when they print out your receipt. It's got that little recipe on there, and then they go and they do however many scoops it is, and like the peanut butter's real peanut butter if you get one of those, and there's a few other things, but.
Yeah, he told me, I can't tell you that. That's part of my agreement with the franchise.
I'm sure it's...
Well, we're friends, bro. I mean, come on.
Tell them to bring one to Southeast New Mexico.
Yeah.
I'll support them.
Boy. Yeah. 614, we are B and the Breakfast Club. Price Oil on the way this morning. Morning show being brought to you by All American Cleaners. Family owned and operated, treating you like family. Wash, dry, and fold your clothes, 17 pounds, $16.99. Dry clean your clothes. Starch them up. Keep you looking good. You can find them. They're near you. Roswell, Artesia, Carlsbad, Lovington, and in Hobbs. Check them out at allamericancleaners.net. DA's office files to hold the two murder suspects in the as far as the pretrial motions that were filed against those two individuals that were arrested on Sunday from that Saturday shooting in Roswell. So Eric Contreras, and Miguel Sotero, both looks like they could be staying behind bars. Electronic court records reveal in the Chaves County Chief Deputy District Attorney Hunter Spendell has filed a motion with the New Mexico 5th Judicial Court to keep them locked up until their trial comes up. By the way, this is a first-degree murder charge. Why are we going to let somebody that's being charged with first-degree murder? That means there was intent.
Right. That person should not get out of jail unless they are found not guilty.
And you look at the criminal history of the of Contreras. I'd be willing to bet has a long list. Of course, the other one is 19 years old. So I mean, he hasn't been an adult long enough. But
he's still an adult.
That family has been in trouble a whole bunch as of late in Roswell.
Didn't you say all three brothers do that?
Yeah. One's dead. He got shot at Walmart. Remember that case?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So craziness. Looks like King of Queens star. Holy crap! Yeah, that was a different show on a different network. There,
that was on Bravo.
Yeah, that was on Bravo. Leah Remini wanted to right a wrong in her life, so she went back to college last week and she picked up her sheepskin, and she's got an associate's degree at New York University. She just wanted to get that piece of paper, so congratulations. And the company that owns Pizza Hut and Taco Bell says they're going to go AI first, and they're going to invest heavily in automated food and they say they will be there before any other fast food restaurant.
That doesn't surprise me. We stopped at Taco Bell the other day, like a couple weeks ago, and because they have some new chicken thing, which is really just chicken with something else on it, and they have like a little salad they make with it. But you can't even order at the counter. If you go to order at the counter, they say, "There's our kiosk over there. Go order over there."
Well, and most of McDonald's are heading that way, and I think even the one in Lovington is now that way, where I think they allow you, even here in the Philippines, they're making you order on the kiosk, and it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But that $20 an hour.
Yeah, that's what, as California goes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's going to save. All right, we got the tweet of the day, thought for the day coming up this morning. Text line 877-396-W105, 618.
All right, so Mandy is chiming in this morning and says,
Morning, Mandy. Hope you had a great birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Mandy. It is your birthday today. Happy birthday.
Oh, it's today.
It is today. And so she is 21 again, so that's pretty awesome. Mandy's talking about Tom saying, at least he won't be blowing up the toilets at the studio today. Feel better, Tom. Actually, she said feel better, Beetlejuice, but that's his nickname.
Mandy, I know we've both told him many times, put some vegetables in your life.
And this texter, I have to say a bunch of texters in here so we can get the flavor of Tom this morning. I'm so glad LSU lost. Disrespected our country by walking off the court before the national anthem.
Well, I'm going to play Kim Mulkey's response to that. And I bleed purple and gold. As anybody that's listened to this show for a while, I bleed purple and gold. But at the same time, I think you should be out there for the national anthem. The problem with this is college football, neither team is out there for the national anthem. I mean, I don't know if anybody realizes that.
Right. They're not on the field at all. Right.
No, they're not on the field at all. And that's what she said. Look, we go through our pregame, and then we go back to she said, I didn't even know when it was playing.
Wow.
But I think there was the same controversy last year. So, and look, this coach makes $3 million a year. How much money does Richard Pitino make at the University of New Mexico? Men's basketball coach.
I don't know, honestly.
Less than $700,000 a year. Wow. So she makes more money, and she's worth it. She's won 4 national championships.
Right.
And she's got a swagger. And unfortunately, if you don't like that, the whole team has a swagger because they take the attitude of the coach.
Right.
And so anyway, but all those players are coming back except the guard. And I didn't watch the game.
I didn't.
But Caitlin is the best player in college basketball ever.
Yeah. Well,
ever.
She's a great player and deserves to get paid coming out of it. I hope she takes that contract.
Yeah. The problem is, WNBA does not pay that much.
Well, what is that 3-on-3 league that they're trying to get going, and they want to pay her a lot to play in that?
Yeah. So, but she'll make money. I mean, the problem is, Angel Reese and her really do not have a problem with each other.
Mm-mm.
Now, other people have a problem, but she said it after the game. We're friends. We've been friends. We've been competing for years.
Right.
And Angel Reese makes over $2 million a year NIL money at LSU.
Wow.
And I don't follow women's sports, so I didn't watch the game. I didn't, but not appearing for the national anthem. I got issue with that. I got issue with that.
Yeah.
I don't care if you are my school. I don't care.
No.
And the coach, it happened last year. You should know better.
Right. And a lot of times, like you pointed out, the competitors, sometimes competitors are best friends.
No. And she said that. She said, we have no problem with each other. All right, we're going to get to the
I got a few about the peanut butter jelly I wanted to throw in here real quick.
Oh, okay,
we got several of them. One of them, Texas Tower Dog said, I'm in the same boat now. Once the food is gone, there's nothing to eat till payday. But I'm eating more PB&J now than I did as a kid, and I'm pushing 40.
Wow.
Then another one said, when I was homeless in 2020, I ate them 3 to 5 times a day for months.
I mean, it's got protein. It's, there are a couple things that can keep you alive. Boiled eggs.
Yep.
Lots of protein. Peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. Well, you got it all there. You got peanut butter's got protein and fats, and you got carbohydrates in the bread and in the jelly, and it's all there.
Yeah. Good for you.
All right.
For sure.
Back to you, Kevin.
All right, New Mexico. Where do we rank in this Forbes poll? Did you see it?
Forbes poll for...
Forbes Advisor came out with the most dangerous state in America. Where do you think New Mexico?
I'm going to guess somewhere around 4th or 5th.
We're number 1.
Really?
We're number 1. Yes, United States, New Mexico, the most dangerous state with the high crime rate per capita, the highest crime rate per capita than any other location. So all these gun things that the governor is, it's working. New Hampshire is the safest state. Yeah.
Yeah.
Safest.
Well.
Of course. Yeah.
We have similar population.
Yeah. Forbes Advisor examined publicly available data about violent crime rates, property crimes, and likelihood of becoming a victim of crime to determine the safest and the riskiest locations. And the guide explains that,
Don't go to Albuquerque.
if you're in New Mexico, you have a pretty good chance that you are going to be assaulted. I would like to look at the geographical part of that, but New Mexico is number 1, and it's per capita. So for every 1,000 people, New Mexico has the highest rate of violent crimes.
Wow. Well, and you can thank our biggest cities, Albuquerque, Las Cruces.
And we can also thank our judicial system for not locking up violent felons.
Yeah. I mean,
that's part of the problem.
Every single day we have a story of Albuquerque or Las Cruces, sometimes Santa Fe, of these violent crimes. And we have some in other cities too, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying every day from one of those 3 cities, there's going to be a story.
Bird flu has been confirmed in eastern New Mexico in dairy cows. Mm-hmm. And there is already a person that has bird flu in Texas. I don't have that story in front of me, but New Mexico, bird flu, the disease normally associated with wild birds in North America. Now, for the first time, it's showing up in dairy cows in New Mexico. And so Livestock Board is trying to get ahead of this. And they have confirmed that dairy cows in eastern New Mexico,
Curry County, I believe,
have the bird flu, and in Texas there is a person that has the bird flu.
Wow.
President Trump posted that $175 million bond to prevent New York from seizing his assets.
I know.
By the way, he did it yesterday. He didn't have a smile on his face.
Yeah, he did.
But he did it, and that's a big one-finger salute to Letitia James. Yeah, that's a big. Judge ordered that.
He kind of sort of had a smile on his face.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. The judge ordered Trump stop exposing his daughter. And her Democratic fundraisers.
He added his daughter to the gag order because he doesn't.
How can you do that?
Because it proves that judge is biased.
You thin-skinned piece of. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't add your daughter.
Well, yeah, he can because he's the judge and he decides what's good and what's wrong.
Well, God bless you. Study shows that counties in New Mexico with the most excessive drinkers. New report coming out of the University of Wisconsin Population of Health and Institute shared the light on drinking excessively in New Mexico. And if anybody knows about drinking, it's Wisconsin. I'm just saying. Back in the day, I would visit a lot of states doing my job at radio stations. And I have never seen so many people drink than like Wisconsin. Unbelievable.
Right.
But the annual county health, they look at the rankings and roadmaps to who has the most excessive drinking. And excessive means both binge drinking and heavy drinking. And guess who's number one? Highest county.
I'm going to guess Doniana.
Lee County, you're number one. Wow. 17% of adults in Southeast County report binge drinking and heavy drinking. Yeah.
We're number one.
It rounds up. Yeah. Los Alamos came in at number 2. Eddy County actually tied Los Alamos.
Really?
And three-way tie. Bernalillo, Eddy, and Los Alamos. And then Roosevelt County came in at number 5.
For the drink?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So you can find that story this morning. I'm trying to think of where I got that. KRQE. Yeah, that's where you got it. Did you see that USFL kicker kick that 64-yard field goal?
Yeah.
64-yard field goal.
It would have been good from a little longer.
And he hasn't kicked since he's a soccer player. Hasn't kicked since high school.
He's headed to
Holy
the NFL.
Crap.
You know he's headed to the NFL.
I would think the NFL is, putting whatever team had a crappy kicker last year, they're already picking up the phone. Hey, bro, you could probably move the step up here.
Yep.
Yeah. Finish the season. Let's go.
Here's some cash for you.
Yeah. We got plenty of cash. You don't need the UFL. Yeah. You don't need that. All right, let me check the weather, then we'll go back to the text. I got to get to the thought for the day and the tweet of the day. We'll get to that. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction, trusted name across Southeast New Mexico. They offer exceptional construction and siding service. Plus, they offer all your metal roofs and the shingle roofs. If you got roof problems after last week with the high winds, they've got you covered. 575-391-1430. They work with insurance companies really well. Need metal buildings? They do industrial and commercial metal buildings, siding, windows and doors, you name it, they do it all. Get in touch with them. Seminole Siding and Construction.com. Increasing clouds, 25-mile-an-hour winds today. That's what they're saying. 63 for the high. 39 tonight, and then sunny tomorrow and 75. And they say most of the wind should be gone for your Wednesday. Most of the wind they are saying should be gone and should be gone for most of the rest of the week. Check of the weather this morning being brought to you by your Mountain Getaway. Yeah, all you got to do is go to CampTallPines.com, make your reservations today. Follow them on Facebook or give them a call, 575-687-4101. Cozy Cabins, they've got the RV hookups and the glamping sites, raised platform campsites that are awesome. This time of the year, you might want to go and check them out on Facebook. Make sure if you're going up there to check out the snow, just go to Facebook, Camp Tall Pines on Facebook, and there is a webcam up there. They offer lots of activities. If you love mountain biking and hiking and that type of stuff, you can do all that. Disc golf, fishing, checking out the wild animals that are running around. Give them a call, 575-687-4101. Check them out today. Big Macs and are going up. We'll tell you about that. Thought for the day in just a second. And Blake takes care of the text.
Morning, guys. I eat about 3 a day, talking about the question of the day, how many peanut butter and jelly sandwiches you eat, including Uncrustables. But speaking of struggle, sometimes we didn't have bread, but we always had tortillas and would make PB&J with a flour tortilla, just like a burrito. I still do that. I like PB&J burritos. They're pretty good.
Those are awesome.
Yeah. And this texter wants to know, does fake meat have to be identified, and how?
I would think it
I don't know the answer.
Be.
I mean, I really don't know the answer.
And somebody, I asked a question to a chef the other day. I said, why does every hamburger in the Philippines suck? And he said, because they put the meat and then fake meat in there. Oh,
so like soybeans, they mix in with it to make it go further, kind of a thing.
Guess.
Yeah. And then
no wonder it sucks.
This person had a sandwich that we used to make as kids, peanut butter and Miracle Whip. Yeah, it doesn't sound like it would be good, but it actually is pretty good. Then J.R. DePorto's chiming in this morning. Maybe Tom A. has the bird flu.
No, he's compacted again.
And then Buddy.
I mean, we keep telling him he's full of it. No, he's actually full of it.
And talking about the drinking, Buddy is saying, us folks in New Mexico have been turned into drunks just to deal with our governor. Oh, and we are caught up on the text for now.
All right, thought for the day this morning being brought to you by Wakefield Oil. Close to 40 years serving Southeast New Mexico. Quality products, excellent service. Hey, it doesn't matter if you're on-road or off-road. They will go and deliver oil and gas products for you and interstate batteries. If you need them, get in touch with them. WakefieldOil.com, diesel, DEF value, whatever it is you need, they got you covered. Thought for the day in memory of Mr. Wendell Wakefield. Thought for the day is, if you have ever done me wrong, just know that my mom knows and she doesn't like you. My thought for the day this morning. I got to get to the tweet of the day, but first, let's get to the price of oil. If you've got that pulled up, Blake,
we're ready to
get to the price of oil being brought to you by Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers and Cud Energy Services. Together, they are hiring a bunch of people. Service supervisor and training, CDL is required. Diesel mechanics, electric technicians, equipment operators, CDL is required. And they're looking for experienced pressure pump hands. Housing's available, one of the best benefit packages in the industry, and a great pay plan. Apply today, greatoilfieldjobs.com, or text Oilfield to 63566. Don't forget they are an equal opportunity employer and a drug-free employer.
So oil prices are on the way up this morning. West Texas Intermediate checking in at $84.99. Brent crude at $88.64. Natural gas down a little bit at $1.81.
All right, we're going to get to Gavin Newsom and his pay plan. One person injured in a shooting that happened in Lovington. And I'll talk about Caitlin Clark coming up in just a second. Oh, and the Soroses. How many visits to the White House have they made?
A month, a year, or a week?
I will tell you about it. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Janko Janitorial. Find them 324 West Main in Artesia. All your janitorial supplies, they've got you covered. Call them, they'll deliver them to you. 575-703-1869. Need commercial-grade janitorial supplies? Not a problem. Need somebody to go clean your office or maybe an oil-field location or industrial site? They clean up everything. And their folks are all hazmat certified, PPE certified, and pathogen certified. They've got the experience to get the job done. Call Amber this morning. Need cleaning supplies or somebody to do all the cleaning? 575-703-1869, or find them on the web at jancojanitorial.com. All right, Big Macs, $18.
What?
Now, $18. Now, this is in California, of course. So, yeah, the price of a Big Mac is now $18.
Well, you got to pay for that. $20 an hour.
Minimum wage is $20. And I don't know if you saw Pizza Hut actually laid people off. And they are going to more automated processing and to get the job done. And for delivery, they're actually offshooting that to another company. They don't have to pay them $20 an hour.
Right. This is economics 101.
Yeah, they just used an independent contractor.
Yeah.
So there was a guy on the news talking about, you're getting $20 an hour, but I'm not employed anymore.
Yeah.
And that's part of the problem, but beef is up 6%. Vegetables are up. And Gavin Newsom is increasing the wages 25%. It makes zero sense.
Well, he doesn't have a concept. He doesn't have a grasp on basic economics. I mean, if he did, his state wouldn't be in the whole $70 billion.
But did you see that he exempt certain fast food restaurants? I think.
Campaign donors?
What's the? Yeah. No, it's true story. Panera,
Wow.
What is it? Panera Bread? Is that
Right.
the name of it?
Yeah, Panera.
Yeah, they got an exemption.
Does he not consider them to be fast food?
Yeah, well, they got an exemption because they give him a lot of money.
Okay.
And I think he actually owns a couple. So they got an exemption. Don't worry about it. It's only politics. Yeah. Lubbock police received a report of shots fired on Avenue U on Monday night. One person seriously injured. Developing story. That's about all we know. Caitlin Clark of Iowa, dazzling 41 points to beat LSU. And so LSU falls, the defending champions falls. Iowa goes on to the Final Four. And more games coming in is that today that will reach who's playing in the Final Four?
Yes.
Yeah, I think.
And
but
then
they are there.
The guys, I believe, aren't till this coming weekend, I think.
Yeah, I think they start playing, is
Thursday?
it Friday, Saturday? Or
Yeah,
Thursday, Friday, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe Thursday, Friday. All right, we'll get to the Soroses coming up in just a second. Keep you updated with news, giving you a chance to win cash and more on the way. Number 877-396-W105. Tweet of the day being brought to you by King Driving Academy. You can find them at 1430 West Bender and Hobbs, or give them a call, 575-441-7835. 4-week CDL training school, and it is taught by a licensed CDL instructor, state-certified CDL instructor. No computers, no books. Everything is hands-on teaching. They do hands-on teaching of theory for 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks of driving to get you ready to go take that CDL test. You can find them. They have a lot of flexible hours, and right now they're offering $500 off the enrollment fee when you mention being the Breakfast Club or W105. 575-441-7835. Check them out today. King Driving Academy. Tweet of the day this morning. We're talking about country music. How did Beyonce take over country music? John Rich explains.
Would you like to know the 3 companies that own 90% of all the record labels? See if these sound familiar. Universal, Sony, and Warner Brothers.
Wow.
I'm sorry, aren't those the same companies that own Hollywood? It's the same people. These are not a bunch of good old boys and girls running country music. This is L.A., New York, top or down pressure. They put their people into places in Nashville. So what you get by proxy through that, is they don't allow people like me or people with loud patriotic voices to really exist. There's a lot of country singers that feel just like I feel, but they have to back channel to me and go, thank you for saying that. I wish I could. How pathetic is that? I mean, country music was supposed to be and always has been the last place you could actually just let it rip and say the truth. That's where we got Merle Haggard. That's where we got Johnny Cash. That's where we got Loretta Lynn. That's where we got all the greats. But now the industry, if you wonder why country radio every song sounds like every other song, well, there's a reason for that. Yeah. Because they've got these equations, they plug you in. And I feel bad for these artists because that's their American dream. Yeah. They practice their whole life. They pull up shop. They move to Nashville. They risk it all. They finally get the record deal. They're, oh yeah, I'm grabbing the American dream, only to find out that the industry is going to tell them what they can sing, when they can sing, and where they can sing.
That's why people like Aaron Watson have refused to. He's going to do it on his own, and he went all the way up to Apple downloads #1. I think he actually reached the Billboard charts. Doing it on his own because he did not want to sell out.
Right.
That's how Beyonce enters country music, and all of a sudden, #1, it's fixed. The fix is in. They wanted Beyonce to be #1 in country music, even though her music is not country, and it sucks. I'm not saying her hip-hop and R&B sucks. I'm saying the country music is...
I like her hip-hop and R&B stuff. And B, I think I just lost you. All right. Well, we just lost B. I am going to go to a break and try to get him back. So we're going to take this break a little bit early, and I'm going to try and get B back on the line here, and we will be right back in a few minutes.
MTD Radio News. I'm Joe Miller. Plans to build a new high school and make improvements to middle school in Carlsbad are in motion after voters passed a $300 million general obligation issue for Carlsbad municipal schools. March 29, Eddy County Board of County Commissioners certified results from the mail-in election that concluded March 22nd. The Eddy County clerk, Kara Cook, says 19,000 ballots mailed in February and had to be turned into her office by March 22nd. She said 1,871 voted for the bond issue, 1,481 voted against. A federal court blocked the company's license to store nuclear waste in southeast New Mexico after the project faced stern opposition from environmental and industry groups. In the years since it was proposed, Holtec International first applied for a federal license from the Nuclear Regulatory Commission to build and operate that facility that would store about 100,000 metric tons of spent fuel brought into the site near the Eddy-Lee County line from commercial nuclear power plants around the country. The facility was designed to hold the waste temporarily, consolidating it into the remote desert region supporters argued was far from large cities or bodies of water, unlike the reactors themselves. Some cloud cover may obscure the view during the April solar eclipse next Monday. While New Mexico doesn't lie in the path of totality, the partial eclipse will be visible to New Mexicans who gaze up at the right time. National Weather Service just forecast Monday through the chance for windy conditions that afternoon. It predicted winds would die down by Monday afternoon. In Carlsbad, wind gusts reaching 24 are likely with 0% probability of precipitation. Cloud cover predicted at 11% on April 8th. A total solar eclipse will cross the U.S. from Texas to Maine. During this event, a partial solar eclipse will be visible throughout the contiguous U.S., as well as in Puerto Rico and parts of Alaska and Hawaii. And that's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, NTD Radio News.
You've imagined that perfect home, designed it in your mind. At Destiny Real Estate, it's dreams that we provide. We buy or sell residential ranches, lots and more. Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more.
If you're looking to rent, please join our website at www.destinyluxuryrental.com. I've got everything from a little 2-bedroom all the way up to a 10,000 square foot home with an indoor swimming pool. Again, that's destinyluxuryrental.com. And I'm needing some more homes. If you wanted to make a little extra income, just give me a call. Rhonda Burns, 575-257-3000. At Destiny Real Estate, our business is built on dreams and imagination. Telephone 575-257-3000.
Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more. Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more.
It's Cash Mania this April at Inn of the Mountain Gods. Play Saturdays with your Apache Spirit Club card to earn entries into the $72,000 Cash Mania drawing. You could win up to $5,000 cash. The $72,000 Cash Mania drawing. Saturdays in April. Only at Inn of the Mountain Gods. Must be 21 or older. Visit innofthemountaingods.com or see Apache Spirit Club booth for details.
Hi, I'm Test Director Rick from ServPro, the leader in cleaning, restoration, prepared for anything. Storm damage? Fixed. Flood damage? We're on it. Fire damage? Not anymore. Aliens? What? Aliens? We cleaned those sites a while ago. No matter the disaster, our pros will make it like it never even happened. Find out why ServPro is the #1 choice for residential and commercial restoration projects large and small. Visit servpro.com today.
This Eunice Cardinals update being brought to you by Guns Up Services, proudly supporting the Eunice Cardinals.
Guns Up Services, LLC of Eunice, supporting the community for over 13 years, would like to wish the Cardinals another great season and also encourage everyone to show up in support of all Eunice Cardinals sports. With oil field services that range from vacuum trucks, winch trucks, dump trucks, and backhoes, they have frac tanks, caliche, downhole chemicals, saltwater disposal, and freshwater sales. That's Guns Up Services, LLC, helping to keep our oil field trucking. 2105 Avenue O, Eunice, or call at 575-399-2457. Go Cardinals!
The Eunice Cardinals baseball team is a spunky 4-6 so far this season. They went to Roswell last weekend for the NIMI tournament and came away with a 1-2 record. But the game they won was against Capitan, where they were down several runs and came back for the win. Coach Tyler Amagar.
You know, it was a game where, you know, we dug ourselves in a big hole. We got down like 6-0, and then first 2 innings, you know, the bats got hot, and, you know, we crawled our way back and eventually got the lead and were able to keep it. But, you know, it was a good game for us to show that we could come back. And we came back, and, you know, we had a 4-run lead going into the last inning and ended up winning by 2. But, you know, it was good to play a team in our class. And
the Cardinals won't play again until April the 9th when they host Trinity. On the 11th, they'll host Lovington. And then on the 13th, they'll be in Wink for a doubleheader.
This Eunice Cardinals update has been brought to you by Guns Up Services, proudly serving the community for over 13 years. Go Cardinals.
Running low on fuel on 128 between Jow and Carlsbad? Check out the brand new Twin Wells Fuel Station, 2.7 miles south of 128 on Buck Jackson Road. Twin Wells Fuel Station is open to the public. This is a large, nicely built station with plenty of cover. They sell unleaded, green diesel, red diesel, and DEF. Twin Wells Fuel Station accepts all major credit and fleet cards. Don't sweat making it to the next town. Fill up just south of 128 on Buck Jackson Road, halfway between Jow and Carlsbad at the new Twin Wells Fuel Station.
Are you excited to bet on the games? Don't let March Madness turn into March Sadness. If you're concerned about your gambling or a loved one's gambling, PeopleWorks offers free private conversation to family members and gamblers. Call 505-990-4186. That's 505-990-4186. Or visit peopleworksnm.org for your free and confidential consultation.
Don't miss the 3rd annual Wads for Warriors Clay Shoot scheduled for April 26th and 27th in Artesia at the Eddy County Shooting Range. Come out for 2 days of prize boards, live auctions, gun boards, and of course, clay shooting. All proceeds from this event will benefit the Permian Warrior Partnership as well as local veterans charities. They're also raffling off a 2024 Polaris Ranger crew. Wads for Warriors is the largest clay shoot in southeast New Mexico. Purchase raffle tickets or register your team by visiting wads4warriors.com. That's WADZ, the number 4, warriors.com.
All right, I think I got Kevin back.
I've been running back and forth. I finally figured out what was up. My power strip failed going to the router.
Oh, wow.
So, did you hear the whole cut from John from...
Nope.
You did not hear it?
No, it stopped you halfway through. We took that last break I had to add a minute and a half to it, so we took it.
Okay, that's
at
fine.
6:49, and then. But I want to read this one text real quick. Country music industry shut B down for talking about Beyonce. Big Papa said.
It's possible. It's possible. But what John Rich was talking about is the whole industry that began as a outlaw way of people being able to tell the truth is gone.
Right.
It is gone. That's why we have Beyonce being able to produce a #1 song in country music that is not country.
Right.
Texas country is so important.
Right. And a lot of those little labels, and a lot of them are independent. And that's why they're making such inroads, is because they are the only true country right now.
But guess who controls Billboard Radio and All Access, and those are the power brokers.
Mm-hmm.
I got a buddy of mine that owns All Access, started All Access, and he is bought and paid for. He is bought and paid for, and so it's another way for these big entities to control us.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's all about. So, all right, let me play this next cut. Now we're off course, but God bless the American Medical.
We took the 7 o'clock break early, so just keep on rolling.
So we can roll. Looks like the American Medical Association.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that they are for not naming kids gender, not announcing their gender because it hasn't been decided? Did you hear what I said? Did you understand what I said? Listen to this. This blows my mind.
The American Medical Association has announced that the sex of a child should not be on a birth certificate because we don't know it until they choose it. This is the American Medical Association.
Can you pull this up?
Yes, pull it up.
The American Medical.
Yes, the American. See, this is the thing. People don't know the damage the left does to everything it touches: art, music, education, children, male-female relations, and medicine. It has corrupted the medical field. The American American Academy of Pediatrics, or pediatricians, whatever the full name is, they've come out for affirmative care to give minors hormone blockers.
But
that is evil.
Yeah,
the American.
Yeah, the American Medical Association has said we don't want to put on the birth certificate if they're a male or female because the kid hasn't decided yet.
That's look.
Are we talking about science here?
Yeah, I'm just going to go out on a limb here and wing this, but you don't get assigned. You're born male or female, and in some rare cases as a hermaphrodite.
Right. Yeah, crazy.
But that's
the
it.
Whole thing's nuts.
It's not like it's a job assignment. They always call it assigned. It's not like it's a job assignment.
These are doctors.
Look.
These are doctors that went to school to understand the difference between a man or a woman, and they don't want...
I got news for them. If there's a dangly, it's a boy.
Yeah. So I got my shirt in today. I don't know if you can see it, Blake.
I cannot see anything on the camera right now.
Blake, it says Trump 24, Save America. So I bought this in the Philippines, and I bought a large, and it's a little snug. And usually large is just right.
You will have to reset your camera on that end.
Ah.
Yeah. Do it. If it's not one thing,
when it rains, it pours.
Where's Tom? He's our technical guy. He could have fixed everything.
Tom could have fixed the whole damn thing. I don't understand, what happens when this guy does not show up. See what happens?
Yeah.
I mean,
he is the glue.
He is the technical guru.
Yeah.
Is what he is. Oh, don't tell me that. So usually I can just reset, and it's not letting me do that.
Yeah. I've got, so for those of you who are watching our stream right now, you are seeing the logo with us up there, because I thought it was better than just the freeze frame on the camera. There you go. There you go. All right, now I'll fade you in.
Yeah, but this is some
all right, there we
redneck
go.
Ingenuity, so I got to.
You got a rubber band?
I got to put rubber bands.
Very good.
This is the way. I got one of those high-fangled cameras, but I haven't figured it out yet.
While you're figuring that out, I'm going to read a couple of texts here real quick.
Go ahead.
This person says, I grew up in Missouri, and Mom didn't make tortillas, but we had fresh biscuits at every meal. And so if we wanted peanut butter, that sounds awesome, doesn't it? If we wanted peanut butter and jelly, it was always on a biscuit. That is the real Roswell woman this morning. And
That's
then,
awesome.
and then this one's talking about Tom and the bird flu. It says, no bird flu for Tom. It's the turd flu.
Oh my God!
Can't say that.
You know, this would, if he ends up going to the hospital, this would be the third time that he had to go to the hospital.
And then Jody from Lovington
for not
saying,
eating his veggies.
Jody from Lovington says, I thought Tom was the picture of perfect health.
Well, remember he said, I don't miss any days.
Yeah, that's what he said.
And then he missed like 4 days.
Yep.
And then got everybody sick. And then,
and then we all missed days. And
Yeah. So that's because he does not take care of himself. It's like dealing with a 12-year-old, except he has the body of a 70-year-old. All right, morning show
Love
this
you,
morning
Tom.
being brought to you by Main Trailer Sales, MainTrailerSalesInc.com, 575-622-1751. Don't go camping without Main Trailer Sales. Fifth wheels, travel trailer, toy haulers, they got them all. New and pre-owned models. You can go check them all out. Take the virtual tour at MainTrailerSalesInc.com. Close to 70 years they've been in business. And how do you stay in business that long? You give great customer service, fair pricing, and that's the most important things that you can do. Fair pricing, service after the sale. Main Trailer Sales Inc.com. Check them out today. We got news on the We Did News. We got the national anthem and the pledge still to come. George Soros, the founder of the Soros Fund, the propaganda news network, has visited the White House nearly 20 times. Longtime Democrat political operative,
is that just this
working
year?
behind with a network of left-leaning media organizations masquerading as independent local news outlets, have visited the White House more than 20 years. Now, 20 times. That does not include Soros' son, because
that's just this year, right?
Yeah, I did that story, and Soros' son has been to the White House lots of times. And look, it all goes round and round. Soros' son now is dating Anthony Weiner's ex, who was the assistant to Blake, Hillary Clinton.
Yes, I was like, who is this? Tom's girlfriend.
Yeah, Hillary Clinton. Kim Mulkey talks about the LSU team not being on the court. Here's what she had to say when the national anthem was playing.
Honestly, I don't even know when the anthem was played. We kind of have a routine where we are on the floor, and then they come off at the 12-minute mark. We just, I don't know, we come in and we do our pregame stuff. I'm sorry. Listen, that's nothing intentionally done.
So that's what she had to say. I don't know. After last year, I don't know if I 100% buy into that. And like I said, I bleed purple and gold. Illegals showing up at schools in New Mexico. And I'm not talking about to go to school. Here's that report from KOAT.
Hey, Doug, Shelley, the district actually let me know that there's been 2 incidents here at Santa Teresa Middle School where a group of migrants were hiding. And Border Patrol agents tell me that they were all trying to evade law enforcement.
This is extremely alarming, and And, thank God no students have been abducted or injured in the process.
Retired U.S. Marshal and cartel expert Robert Almonte reacting to migrants hiding on school grounds, and students at Santa Teresa Middle School are caught in the crossfire of the immigration crisis. The school district saying that on 2 separate occasions, the school has gone into lockdown. Border Patrol aware of the issue.
Being that those schools are so close to the border, the proximity to the border, these types of events happen weekly. I mean, they happen very, very often.
So we decided to head to the border wall.
So this is actually, I think, the third time, because we had another story last week where they were hiding inside the school.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a dangerous situation. It really is.
Yeah, it's Santa
These
Teresa
are
Middle
desperate
School.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are desperate people. And I get it. I get it. Some of them are looking for a better life. Some of them aren't looking for a better life.
Right. Well,
I mean, we can't say everybody's looking for a better life.
No, and with news out of Iran this morning that threatened the U.S. for Israel's strike, you know that some of those people that have come across the border are Iranian and, terrorist backed.
Well, we talked about the folks that were trying to enter via, was it Maine or New Hampshire? New Hampshire.
Yes.
New Hampshire.
Were they
coming
trying to
across
crash the gate?
They crashed the gate. Yes. Press Secretary Carrie Jean-Pierre, I'll get to her cut in a second, talking about this Trans Day of Visibility. And she says it was all just misinformation. That's it. Misinformation. Blake, what do you think?
Her translation is, you people are stupid. We're going to tell you what to believe.
Yeah, we'll tell you exactly. 9 out of 10 Americans support legalization of marijuana. There are 38 states that have legalized marijuana. I think it's to the point now, and we've done studies, and it was 70% of people on a very conservative radio station that said that they would have no problem with that. And I thought Joe Biden would have pulled the plug already on that, but for whatever reason, he did not.
Well,
Crazy.
And if you think about it, we're a country music station.
Yeah.
There is no genre of music that actually talks more about pot and marijuana than country music.
No, you're 100% right. I'm talking about old country.
Right. I mean,
and for those that, have a negative connotation when it comes to marijuana, I mean, Willie, Merle, Waylon, George Jones, the list goes on and on and on. That's for sure.
Yep.
All right, we're going to check news coming up. We got the national anthem and the pledge. I got to get to things that happened on this date in history. I will get to that coming up in just a second.
We are just past the top of the hour. Can you give our station ID, please?
KWMW Malmore 105.1 FM. I was coming up on that, Blake.
Sorry, I was just looking at the time, and it threw me off not having a break at the 7 o'clock hour.
I'm all about being legal.
All right.
And they said as close to the top of the hour.
Yeah. Okay. There you
go.
And we do have a texter saying this morning that that they would do a monthly subscription if the radio it ran like it has today with no Tom.
Oh, we'll make sure and let Will know that.
Yeah.
Poor Tom. Pobrecito Tom.
And then other people are still talking about Tom too. They think one person asked if he is still asleep on the toilet in there, and no, he is at home today. So maybe he's on the toilet, but he's not on the toilet here, so that's a good thing.
I mean, it was pretty bad because the bus moved 10 feet. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
I was telling my mother about this, and she said, that's not a laughing matter. It can actually, old people, they know about, those type of things.
Sure.
And she said, it can actually make everything rupture. It's a serious deal.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, last time they had to get in there with the jackhammer. Not good.
Well, hopefully he will check on it. So that would be a good
Florida Supreme Court allows the 6-week abortion ban to take effect, but voters will have the final say. And when I thought about that, I thought, isn't that the way it should be? Shouldn't voters have the say on stuff like this?
Yes. Sorry, that's the short answer is yes.
Yeah, I agree. So the state Supreme Court ruled that the proposed amendment to enshrine abortion rights in the state's constitution can appear on the ballot in November. In November. And I like the idea that the individuals are voting on. I mean, it's their state, and yeah, we send people to Santa Fe or Washington to make the decision. But I like the idea of voting on these measures. Powerball jackpot, you missed it, Blake, and no winner.
That's good because I didn't buy a ticket.
There were $6 million winners. I don't know if any came from New Mexico, but it's going to be over $1 billion. Wow!
I will definitely have to buy a ticket.
Yeah, that's that would be tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow?
Yeah, that's going to be. Yeah, that's going to be. That's going to be. Huge.
I'm going to go buy one later when I leave.
Yeah, that's going to be really huge. All right, did you hear Robert F. Kennedy Jr. make the comment about democracy? I mean,
no, I heard him bashing on Joe Biden a little bit, but I didn't hear.
So the number one saying by the Democrats is that they're trying to kill democracy.
They are protecting us. They are protecting.
So Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was on CNN, and they said, do you think Trump, if elected, will, squash democracy? I'm paraphrasing here. And here's the answer that he gave.
But do you really believe that when people talk about the threat to democracy that Trump poses, do you really think that is an equal evil to Biden?
I mean, listen, I can make the argument that President Biden is a much worse threat to democracy.
Oh.
He has made no bones about it. He is going after Joe Biden.
Well, and the reason he's going after Joe Biden, they kept him off the ticket. And he has actually got on the ballot another state today, yesterday. So he is making some headway, and he's polling about 10 to 12%. 10 to 12% will take enough voters away from Joe Biden. You have to remember Cornel West is also running, who is an African-American professor. He will get some votes taken away from, I mean, not it's not going to be huge.
No.
But Cornel West is also going to get some votes because of the black communities. Well, they'll support a black man. Sad but true. In 2024, we're going to decide who we're going to vote on based on color of skin. But that is a reality in America today. And so all these people are taking votes away from Joe Biden.
Right.
Robert Kennedy Jr. does not really hurt Donald Trump.
No, because he's on the left. He's a little more center than Joe Biden, but not much.
And even James Carville is like, Trump has completely lost the African-American vote. He goes, I'm scared.
You mean Biden? You mean Biden?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Biden has lost the African-American vote. He said, I am truly scared for this election.
Well, and he's in the process of losing the Hispanic vote, too.
Yes, both.
Yeah. There was Representative Anna Paulina Luna said, and she's from Florida, said that the Biden administration, that Hispanic voters are leaving Democrat in droves.
Amen. Thank God. All right, we're going to get to the Easter egg roll. Why was it held the day after Easter instead of Easter Sunday?
Well, it was.
I forgot. Joe was at the beach yesterday. On Sunday. Okay, I now understand. It was another beach day.
Well, and that actually happened, and it started while we were on air yesterday towards the end of the show, and I looked up and I saw Jill Biden talking, and I'm like, why is Jill Biden talking?
Well, because Joe can't talk.
Right.
Remember last year at the Easter egg roll, the Easter bunny had to keep him in line?
Yes.
Because he kept wandering away sniffing kids.
And this year they had two bunnies. They had one on each side of him when he was only up there for about 45 seconds or a minute. Like he was
complaining. He really wanted Playboy bunnies, but they wouldn't go for it. They would not go for it. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Butcher Block Meat Market and Grill. You can find them in Lovington. Check them out. 30 years of experience in the meat market business. They make awesome breakfasts. Part of the reason the breakfast is so good and the lunch is so good is because the meat is better than everybody else's. They have a full-service meat market right there under the same roof. Get in there and get some of those burger patties, or you need custom-cut meat, not a problem. And talk to them about the meat specials, like meat special number 4, the meat pack number 4, center-cut pork chops, 4 pounds, pork roast, 3 pounds, bacon, 3 pounds, center cut pork ribs, 4 pounds, pork stew, 3 pounds, and then you got the pork sausage, 3 pounds. Get all of that for $89. Call in your order in advance, or just stop in there and have lunch or breakfast and get your meat at the same time. It's pretty awesome. They're on Facebook. You can get all the lunch specials and the meat specials right there on the Facebook. And by the way, when they do different things, like when they start selling jerky, that's posted up on Facebook. So go check them out. 575-739-7778, 1422 South Main. Follow them on Facebook. Get in there for breakfast today. Yeah, they can. You like biscuits and gravy? They can accommodate that. Not a problem.
Great.
So,
great sauce.
Joe and Jill hosting the Easter egg roll. So you mean I can just wander into the White House? He said it's the people's house. Okay.
What is so special about this egg roll? Well, what's so special? This is the people's house, and we expect over 40,000 people to be here. It's the largest ever. And we just like to open it up to the place and let people see this is their place.
Yeah, this is the people's place.
He's having a little more difficulty speaking, isn't he?
Yeah, and you wonder why Jill was there. You wonder why Jill was. Carrying on.
All politics aside, I really honestly feel like this is elder abuse. Like
that's the way I see it.
I really think that whoever is handling him, whenever he is out of the White House, that they seriously need to look into the legality of what they did to him. Because this is shameful at this point. And for any of the Democrat leaders who keep up this pretense, it's shameful on them. And it has nothing to do with politics. It has everything to do with here is a person who is obviously suffering from some form of dementia. It looks like Alzheimer's. Why is he keep being put in these positions where he's under a lot of stress, which makes everything worse? And they prop him up like a puppet and do their thing. Put whoever's in charge, but let this man get the medical help he needs and let him live his life.
And people say, well, he sounded pretty good at the State of the Union. And I'm just going to tell you right now, go back and look at the pictures of him. His face is very puffy.
Yep.
His eyes look like he was like tweaking.
Right.
He was drugged up.
Yeah.
He was.
Every single person who is in charge of anything at the White House has this on their hands. And it's really, really telling that they would rather have a person with dementia and mistreat them than to actually have a fair election and put somebody in there that has all their faculties.
Amen. Amen. I got a cut coming up in just a second, Obama flashback, but Joan Rivers talks about the first transgender or gay president. Of course, Joan Rivers has been dead for several years, but flashback to Joan Rivers, then I'll get to Obama.
And do you think that the country will see the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman president?
With Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
No, Michelle is a trans.
I'm sorry, she's a what?
A transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay.
I mean, Joan Rivers said that like 14 years ago.
Right. She's not wrong.
Yeah. Well, and Obama, and which leads me to Obama, the Obama flashback. How far has the Democratic Party sunk when it comes to immigration? Because Obama was against illegal immigration. Listen to him. Don't take my word. Here we go.
We aren't catching that, B.
Here in the United States, but those who enter the country illegally and those who employ them disrespect rule of law, and they are showing disregard for those who are following the law.
Well, sounded like he didn't like people flooding the border.
No, he said that they are. He said everything that Republicans are saying right now.
Yes. And that's my point. I just want to point out how far we have come. How far we have come.
Mm-hmm.
Obama did not like illegal immigration. Mm-mm. He wanted to arrest people that actually hire illegal aliens.
Well, and if you remember, he was the president who put children in cages.
Yes. 100% right. Yeah. All right, taking out trash. Let's get to taking out trash. Being brought to you by Trash Eaters, 575-390-4549. Trash-eaters.com. You can call them 575-390-4549. And they always like us to remind you, the Lovington Animal Shelter, they need volunteers and they need monetary donations. Call them directly, 575-552-3669. Taking out trash, being brought to you by Trash Eaters. You know, there are people out there that are trying to change Father's and Mother's Day to Special Persons Day. I think I'll talk about that tomorrow. But taking out trash comes from Venezuela. They arrested a YouTuber who was a former DJ, air personality on the radio. They arrested him for terrorism charges in a pre-election crackdown. Detention of the influencer, Oscar Alejandro Perez. He was arrested at the airport. Kind of sparked some free speech concerns. Very popular YouTuber arrested at the airport on terrorism charges by the president of Venezuela. And this is part of the crackdown when it comes to free speech heading into the upcoming elections. Oscar Alejandro Perez was detained and jailed and is now being accused of terrorism charges, according to his family. He's 37 years old. And he was arrested and now, arrested by the anti-terrorism investigators.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, we thought it was bad with the FBI going and talk to people about Facebook posts.
Mm-hmm.
But we cannot have opposition in Venezuela. They arrest the YouTubers. Instead, in America, we just arrest the opponents.
Well.
See, this is a third world country. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, which one am I talking about? When I talk about kangaroo courts, third world countries. This Biden administration is pushing us in that direction. When you bring all these charges against a guy that's running against you, kind of makes you wonder. Where's my liberals today so they can argue this? I'm waiting for you. Wow. Carrie Jean Pierre.
I do have one that checked in when we had those technical difficulties a minute ago. Oilfield Liberal is saying technical difficulties due to outsourcing DJ job to a Filipino. I think he's talking about you, but you're an American.
I am an American, and by the way, that could happen at the station at any point.
Right. And speaking of getting everything back, we have Will Rooney checking in with us as well on the line this morning.
I am here. Now, just keep in mind, I apologize for how noisy it may be. I'm sitting at dialysis this morning.
So, yeah, my power strip going to my router failed. And I had a hell of a time figuring out what's going on.
So you had to quickly bypass it so you get internet back?
Yeah. So it's back and everything's good, but I was just like, what the hell's going on? And Tom not being there, he would have been able to troubleshoot it very quick and get me in the right direction.
He would have known right away exactly what the problem was.
Yes. He would have sat there and told us exactly what was up. Yep, no doubt. So, yeah. Will, pretty much every day we got people that, and I did not feel comfortable talking, and because me and you talk, but you didn't say, yeah, you could talk about it on the air, so I'm sure you're going to get.
Well, I'm happy to give an update, just so people understand. I still in the works of getting a kidney transplant. I had my cardiology test come back abnormal, so they're having to do an angiogram to find out where the blockages may be, and I may have to get a stent put in if that's the case. We'll find out once they find out the extent of, but the stress test came back abnormal and said that there were some blockages, and so they're working on that. And then also I have a couple other tests I have to get done before, and then my donor wound up having pneumonia, and so once they have a clear chest x-ray and everything on my end comes back, then we're good. But there's a couple little things holding it up at the moment, so we'll see how that all works out.
Well, I've been knowing you're abnormal for a long time.
Oh, no question. That's a different kind of abnormal altogether, though.
And I'm only saying that because I love you. So
I know.
I'm saying it in a good way. All right, but Tom out today. Will we don't know when he's coming back. Of course, he never misses. Remember, Blakey said that.
That is what he said.
You know, he when he was full time, he rarely missed. But now that he's working even less, he seems to miss a lot more. How does that make sense?
I don't know, and takes a lot of vacation days too on top of that. So, but he's probably listening right now.
I hope so.
He'll be calling in,
or he might still be asleep. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if you saw this story, but this guy was sentenced and charged with a 2021 deadly shooting. Hector Salazar in Dexter, charged with the shooting death of his girlfriend. Well, they were in an argument in 2021 and received 10 and a half years in prison. Is that what the life is worth in New Mexico? When a man shoots a woman and kills her, and he gets 10 and a half years in prison. He's 28 years old. He's going to be out by the time he's 38. I guarantee you it'll be a long time before. 10 and a half years, let's reduce that. What do you think, 6?
Yeah, I was going to say a lot of times they're out before that. So, and I know that you're probably got this story in the stack. Zion Gibson was sentenced late Friday, and he got life, which says that he'll be eligible for parole in 30 years.
30 years. But get us the backstory on that.
Okay, so Zion Gibson was the Lovington man who shot and killed his girlfriend in front of their 3-year-old. And then got in his car, drove to Arizona, posted on social media that he was going to kill himself by driving off into the Grand Canyon. Arizona Highway Patrol stopped him. Their SWAT team arrested him and brought him back. And on Friday, he was in for sentencing, and that's when he got sentenced to that. And
I have a bigger question.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't they let him just finish the job?
Well, that is a
it would
question.
it would have saved everybody a lot of money.
Well, because then they got to clean up the car, I guess. I don't, and it's, in some cases like that, you think that. You think, well, why not just let him do it? But then what does that do to her family? And what kind of closure do they have? Because a lot of times when that kind of thing happens, people don't get the right closure because the other person took it away from them. Not only did they they kill the people, but they took away the closure for their family.
And the kid that was 3 years old now is, I guess maybe a family member has custody.
I don't know the answer to that, but I think it's her parents. But I'm not positive on that.
I pray for them, because that's, when people do things like that, they never think about the victim. And that's the kid.
Right.
He's going to have to carry this burden for the rest of their life.
Right.
And sad story.
And the only good thing about that is that she was 3. So memories, while they're still, she's going to have some, but they're going to be very spotty because she's so young.
Yeah. I talked about the bird flu in Texas. So human case of the bird flu has been confirmed in Texas. Texas Department, the State Health Services reported, and the person was in direct contact with a dairy cow and presumed to be infected. And so they have they've got the cow, and they've got the person, and this is the first case of the bird flu in the human case in Texas.
So
that's pretty much all we know at this point.
My question with that is, like, you have to come in contact with the fluid, right? Like the milk or something?
Right.
And so, I mean, they don't milk by hand. They have a machine. So how did he come in contact with fluid?
I don't know, but the person had direct contact with the dairy cow, and presumably to be infected with the bird flu. They said this is they believe that it could be inflammation of the eye that it began with. And
how weird is that, though? That there's no birds involved here. It's cows and humans.
Yes. And this has been going on for, a couple months. They had a case in Colorado. And you know how they treat it is just with Tamiflu. That's it. Wow. That's the way they treat it.
Well, it shows how viruses mutate.
Yep. Crazy. Al Sharpton calling out Biden for attending a ritzy fundraiser in New York City and hanging out with the ex-presidents, but snubbing the working class. Wait. We got Reverend Al going against the Democratic Party.
Boy, they're starting to turn on each other, aren't they?
They sure are. Oh, this is great. Yeah.
Something they hardly ever do.
No. Reverend Al was on the Morning Joe and turned on the Democratic Party pretty quick. Look, there is no reason why Biden shouldn't have made an appearance at Officer Diller's funeral. No reason. He had the time. He was there. He should have made an effort. But there are Gold Star parents that are still waiting for Joe Biden to call them after their kids were killed in the line of duty. He doesn't care.
Sad but true.
He does not care. All right, Trans Day of Visibility. Will, you heard about the Trans Day of Visibility?
I did. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Well, Carrie Jean-Pierre tries to explain it.
So surprised by the misinformation that's been out there around this, and I want to be very clear. Every year for the past several years, on March 31st, Transgender Day of Visibility is marked. And as we know, for folks who understand the calendar and how it works, Easter falls on different Sundays, right? Every year. And this year it happened to coincide with Transgender Visibility Day. And so that is the simple fact. That is what has happened. That is where we are.
By the way, when Donald Trump was president, you know how many times they celebrated Transgender Visibility Day?
0.
None. And why didn't you put that celebration to Saturday?
There again, it's just like all these companies who are celebrating or making a big deal of this. Why are we pandering to such a small percentage of the population?
2%, less than 2%.
Well, and here's the big question. Easter Sunday falls on Sunday. Why don't you have the Easter egg roll on Easter Sunday and celebrate the next day on Monday for the trans visibility? Which holiday has been around longer?
Yeah. Well, yesterday we went through how many gay celebrations there are. When it comes, and we name it's close to 30 days out of the calendar. 30
well, not to
days.
mention the entire month.
Well, yes, and weeks. Lesbian Week, Pride Month, Coming Out Week. But there are 30 different occasions. This is nothing more than hijacking. That's all it is. You're just hijacking the calendar, indoctrinating kids. I'm going to be honest. I don't care if you're transgender. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're lesbian.
Nope.
I really don't care. I will treat you with respect, but don't ask me to buy into some crazy stuff because I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to be honest. That's the difference between transgenders in the United States and transgenders in the Philippines. Transgenders in the Philippines, they go, of course I'm a dude. I still have a dangling thing.
Mm-hmm.
They don't expect you to buy into it. Yes, they put on a charade and dress like a female. But they never once said they are a female. And if you call them a him, they don't go crazy.
Right.
And when I tell people about the furries, they're like, are you kidding me?
And that actually has been going on longer than people realize.
Really?
Yeah, there's always been a small segment of these younger kids, and they're usually younger. And when I say younger, I mean under 30. And they kind of have a little niche at a lot of Comic-Cons because there's a lot of cosplay, right? Where people wear different costumes of their favorite superhero or character or whatever. And furries have kind of been in that very niche, in that subculture for a long time. But most people just thought they were weirdos. I mean, when we go to Comic-Con,
well, I'm not going to debate that. But
when we were guests, when we're guests at Comic-Cons, you see one or two, maybe 3 or 4 at any of the bigger cons, right? That were furries, outside of somebody dressing in cosplay as whatever their favorite comic character is,
right?
And those people always had some kind of, let's call it social anxiety. Like they didn't interact well with normal people.
Sure.
So they're always standoffish. And we always thought that they did furry because that way they could wear a head, of whatever animal they are. And then they don't have to interact with people as much. And when I find out that really either they got hijacked by these other folks or they were that way the whole time, it kind of puts a whole different spin on it.
Well, and, it's one thing to dress up and, cosplay and all that.
Right.
But to make the school put out a litter box is taking things to a whole nother level.
Well, and that's the thing. To make other people buy into your fantasy is not cool.
Yeah, I'm going to treat people with respect, but I'm not buying into it, and don't encourage me to.
No, and that's the new part of that. That wasn't that way before.
Yeah, crazy. Morning show this morning being brought to you by David Trujillo, Republican running for County Commissioner, District 1. He's a registered Republican, and he's a Army veteran, 15 years of service, including Desert Storm. You know, when you look at folks that to who you're going to back, who you're going to vote for, one thing that stands out with David, he has been involved in the community. You know, Little League baseball coach, basketball coach for the kids, youth sports. Many organizations he served on the board for. And, of course, for 20-plus years, he's been a city commissioner, mayor or mayor pro tem in Lovington. He understands how to keep a balanced budget and how to go to Santa Fe and get that capital outlay money. He knows all about that. He understands the ups and downs in the oil field. When I say he supports the oil and gas industry, yeah, he supports the oil and gas industry because he's part of the oil and gas industry and has been for the past 17 years. David is on Facebook. You can go there and find out more information. David Trujillo, running for County Commissioner, District 1, Lee County. Message paid for by David Trujillo. Text line 737B on the Breakfast Club. We're going to get into home buyers. You've been thinking about buying a house? Blake closes on his house coming up soon.
Friday.
So he'll be getting his house, but what does it cost to be able to afford a house? We're going to get to that from Fox News. And Biden's political camp releases some information about Trump. Why did he go to the officer's funeral? They're trying to say he didn't go because he cared. Yes. And they compared Joe Biden against Donald Trump. We'll play all that coming up this morning. 7:37, Blake.
Well, this one here says, would you please wish my blue heeler Daisy a happy 4-year-old birthday? So happy birthday, Daisy. There you go. I'm 71 years old and working out here in the oil field every day. I do not think Tom has the body of a 70-year-old. Maybe a 98-year-old or a 100-year-old, and the brain of a 9-year-old.
I'm not debating it, and I'm not taking up for him. I've spent years doing that, and I'm not.
Our buddy Neil McCoy chimed in this morning. He said, and a fine good morning, guys. The country music business is definitely tough. The late, great Charlie Pride took me under his wing and let me tour with him for 7 years, and I'll forever be grateful. I'm proud of guys like Aaron Watson and Wade Bowen, etc. Shout out to 105 for always playing great country music. We appreciate you guys and gals at great radio station. God bless you, and God bless America. That's from Neil in East Texas.
God bless you, Neil.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then Jeff is checking in this morning. He said, make Trans Visibility Day April 1st because it fits. I can't argue with that. That's pretty good logic.
No, it makes but I don't think they would like that, though.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean, look, I pulled up that list yesterday, and it was, it was quite extensive. I think it was 31 different days.
Kevin, there's a texter this morning saying it's actually 145 different LGBTQ days celebrated in a year, according to Newsmax yesterday.
Wow. I mean, that's nothing more than hijacking the calendar. Veterans, how many days do they get? I mean, we do Gay Pride Month, Black History Month, you name it. How many Veterans Day? You want to speak? You want to teach history? How about Veterans History?
Well, you got Veterans Day and Memorial Day.
That's it. I would like a day to thank taxpayers. Thank you, taxpayers, for feeding all the people that won't get off their butt. Thank you.
At least in Europe, they also celebrate VE Day, Victory in Europe, and right. I think they still celebrate D-Day, and things like that. But over here, we ignore all that.
Think about it. If it's 30, it's too many. If it's 100, that's nuts.
Right.
For a very small section of the population.
Well,
it's crazy.
Let's put this back a little further. You have African American History Month in February, right?
Right.
Well, I would say that the African American community makes up a lot more of the population than the other, and they
13%.
only have a month. So, yeah,
I think we have Hispanic Heritage Week.
Mm-hmm. No other
They only
group
get a
has
week.
this many. Is kind of my point.
What about Asian History Month?
I don't
No?
recall that at all.
Maybe
What
Chinese
about
New
Year?
Pollock. What about Pollock?
Nope.
History Month. No? What about French History Month? No?
Well, Bastille
Italian
Day,
history?
but people over here don't even know when Bastille Day is.
Yeah, you're right. Texas Attorney General Haxton talking on Newsmax yesterday. And, Will, I don't know if you heard the story. I talked last year, the Biden administration, flew in 330,000 migrants into the country because they didn't want them to have to wait in line. So we chartered jets and went to these foreign countries and brought 330,000 people into the country because we didn't want them to wait in line.
Absolutely insane. And it makes the giving people bus tickets kind of thing kind of seem pale in comparison.
I mean, do you know how much it costs to charter a plane? And to do it time and time again. So he said, that's nothing. This year we're doing 30,000 a month. Biden administration is flying in 30,000 migrants a month from Cuba, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. All these crimes that we have had, the great majority of those people are Nicaraguan and Venezuelans. They've released everybody out of the prisons and the insane asylums, and they sent them here.
Where
and
could
guess
that
what?
go wrong?
Their crime went down over there.
By probably the
Because-
same percent as ours went up.
Yes, because all the bad people are already here. And I don't want to judge all people with a broad, but at the same time, our country, we're busting at the seams at the border. We should not be chartering people over here. When's the next time the federal government is going to charter me home?
Never.
And I still pay taxes.
Well, just tell them you're not a citizen.
Well, I mean, why aren't you helping to relieve the burden of the taxpayers instead of keep spending our money? All you're doing is peeing it away.
Because everything is backwards. Now,
No doubt.
everything that was evil, they champion as good. Everything that was good, they say is evil, and it's all backwards.
Yep. Judge rejects Hunter Biden's request to toss the federal tax charges out. Why would we toss the federal tax charges out? He did not pay taxes. He got paid millions of dollars. He avoided paying $1.4 million in taxes. Why would we throw that out? The U.S. District Judge, Mark Sarkozy, dismissed 8 separate motions to throw these out. We've had 2 people that are going to prison for more than 10 years in New Mexico for not paying their taxes.
Well,
why would we let Hunter Biden out?
Yeah, his schedule his trial date is actually scheduled to begin on June 20th.
Yes. And in the meantime,
so he
his
rejected the
kid-
request to throw it out. He didn't throw him out. He rejected Hunter's request to dismiss.
Yeah, he threw the request out.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, his kid has asked for more money for child support. The one that little Navy, poor little Navy.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, I think the kid is better off without these 2 clowns.
Oh, I believe that.
Sean P. Diddy Puffy Combs. The net is widening. You know who might get caught up in this? J-Lo.
Really? Oh, yeah, she dated him for a while.
Yes. And supposedly, remember there was a gun violation, something, and, he bribed a witness. But the story's even deeper than that. His current girlfriend, evidently, he got her hooked on drugs, and he would make her sleep with people.
Yeah, you were saying something about that yesterday. Like he would bring
and the whole thing, he would blackmail people, and then he would have guys sleeping with guys, and then he would blackmail them. So they would do whatever he wanted them to do.
So what you're saying is his name is really P. Diddy Epstein.
Yes. I mean, look, he's making Epstein look like a juvenile.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So when are they going to bring him back? But there are multiple record labels that are now could be maybe part of this.
Well, we know the big three labels.
Yeah.
Thanks to John Rich.
Yeah, this could be something. You know what's bad when somebody steals your tiny home? That's terrible. Albuquerque family asking for the public's help after their tiny home was stolen from its property in Albuquerque. Albuquerque Public Police responded to a property call, went to the property about midnight on Monday. The tiny home is gone. Somebody stole the tiny home.
Was it on a trailer or something?
I guess
Yes.
It was on a trailer.
Yeah, it's one of those tiny homes that's built on the trailer, so it doesn't have to be. It's classified as an RV, even though it's stationary.
Tiny home.
Yeah, and it's pretty identifiable. If you look at that photo, they should be able just to look around and find that thing. It's not like it just looks like every other trailer.
Yeah. And this is Tom's problem, Will. 70% of employees blame work stress for breakups and divorces. That's why his marriage only lasted 92 days. Stress at work.
Stress. Yeah, I'm sure.
Have you
It
ever
wasn't 'cause
seen
he
that
left
guy
his chonies on the
stressed?
floor.
Have you
No.
ever seen Tom stressed? Ever?
No. Well, maybe once or twice.
But did that?
Do what?
Go ahead.
Oh no, I you're good.
So 70% of employees blame stress at work for their breakups. Well, don't get stressed. Just do your job. Yeah. All right, we're going to get to things that happened on this date in history. Coming up, we got to look at news. We'll qualify you for the cash. Morning show this morning being brought to you by WWRV times3.com. If you want the website, you can go check them out right now. 3 RV parks in Carlsbad. 30 and 50 amps available, high-speed internet at every hookup, and they've got 162 hookups, and that's 3 parks, 162 hookups in Carlsbad. They're pet-friendly. They offer 30 and 50 amps, all your utilities included for one low price, including high-speed internet. Visit the website, WWRV times3.com, or call them 988-0392. Blake in the text.
So Biden lover this morning is saying it goes back to Romeo and Juliet, and I don't know what that's in relation to.
I think he was talking about the furry thing.
Oh, well, the next text says furries, trans, etc. Their mental illness should not dictate our view of reality. And then Buddy is chiming in and says, I call BS on the fact that a child was just 3 years old and have a spotty memory. Says, my 3-year-old grandson was in the same room as his 22-month-old brother who was killed, and he still to this day remembers it 100%, and he is 17. And it said the child never forgets because they're scarred for life.
I think it has to do with how traumatic the incident is, because obviously, I mean, there's things that I remember from a young age, but it's, like Blake said, it is very spotty. But the things that I remember more are the things that were obviously more traumatic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
I
then
agree.
This person says, I disagree about Tom being as smart as a 9-year-old. My kid is 9 and smarter than Tom. In fact, my 6-year-old has more common sense than Tom.
Well, I'm not going to debate that.
Well, and the boy's baby brother picks up his clothes better than Tom. So, and he's only 3.
And then we have some requests here. Will, you're on here. You guys need to play some Wade Bowen, Aaron Watson, Cody Johnson, and some real Texas country. Neil McCoy nailed it. So, yeah, we'll talk about that. I'm all in favor of red dirt stuff. So that's
we'll put Tom in charge of that.
Yeah.
Oh no, let's not.
And what about American History Month?
Yeah, there you go. And that's what I was saying. I mean, I think that would be beneficial for a lot of people if they learned about American history.
Yeah.
And if you haven't been to the Prager University, they have a awesome series about American history. Go check that out. It's really cool.
And it's free.
In fact, let the kids, it's free. Let the kids go to the website. Really, really cool, because it's stuff they probably are not going to learn in school nowadays.
No,
Crazy.
Just like they made a big push about teaching African Americans that Democrat is the party of slavery.
Yes, and that's exactly right. The Democratic Party is the party of slavery. All right, we're going to get to things that happened on this date in history. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Hobbs Airfield Speedway. Follow them, TikTok, Facebook, and you can follow them on Instagram. Friday night, it's TNT Grudge Races. That's April 5th. Friday night, Prep Track. Gates open at 6. Races start at 7. Hey, it's $15 for spectators. Tech cards are $30. And if you're going to race, a helmet is required. Kids under 12 get in absolutely free. If you need more information, you can follow them and find out what is going on at Hobbs Airfield Speedway, TikTok, Facebook, and on Instagram. Or call Jamal, 575-631-5099. Call him today for all the information. They are racing this Friday at the Hobbs Airfield Speedway. How much does it cost? How much do you have to make to own a home nowadays? Fox News did the poll. Here's that this morning.
Average home buyer needs to make over $110,000 to afford the average home. A new Bankrate study showing that the required salary to make that purchase has jumped 46% in just 4 years. Home buyers only needed to make $76,000 back in 2020. And the issue, widespread. You now need a 6-figure salary to buy the average home in 23 states, including the District of Columbia. 4 years ago, that number was just 6. Mortgage rates, of course, have played a small role in the bump, but home prices have, by and large, kept pace with the needed salary to buy them. The average home up 42%, sitting at $412,000. Now, even though the housing market may be pricing people out, people shouldn't be too quick to think that renting is the solution. Since President Biden took office, rents are up nearly 21%.
Oh, but things are so good under Joe Biden. The Biden administration actually compared Biden and Trump. Here's what they came up with.
And you can compare. The thing about this election is that we actually have receipts on both ends, so we can compare the records. And on every metric, Joe Biden comes out on top. You look at the economy, 15 million jobs, 800,000 manufacturing jobs, the work that he's done to lower costs for Americans, bringing American manufacturing back.
What are you talking about?
Well, what world is he living in?
Well, I can tell you, the world that he's living in is they made all those jobs go away during COVID. And then when they brought them back, and then they bring them back and they count them all as new jobs. And if you want to talk about what a great job he's doing, right now they have the major stock market things. The Dow Jones Industrial Average right now is off 500 points. It's minus 1.25%. It's getting ready to fall under 39,000 again.
Well, and first time ever we have a B- ratings from Moody. First time in the history of America that's happened. The dollar is being devalued at a very high rate. Very high rate. Of course, when Trump goes to a fallen officer's funeral. Biden could have went, but he didn't. They try to make it out to be that Trump doesn't care. Here's what they said.
I don't think it was a deep personal connection between Donald Trump and Detective Dillard that motivated Trump to attend the wake for this particular officer.
By the way, Donald Trump was requested to come to the funeral after he paid off the mortgage of Officer Dillard's family home.
Mm-hmm. Nobody asked him to do that. He did it on his own.
Nobody asked him to do it. He did it out of the goodness of his heart, not to win votes, because it's not the first time he's done it. He's done it multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and he did it before he was ever a politician.
Exactly. Just because Joe Biden did not show up, don't try to act like Donald Trump didn't care. Do not do that. That's just sad on your part. All right, let me check in, find out what the weather's going to be like. Then we'll do the things that happened on this date in history. Text line, then our national anthem and the pledge. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, 1105 East 2nd in Roswell. Homegrown and proud of it. Certified Purina dealer. They've got Western wear, work gear, certified, like I said, Purina dealer. They also have everything you need if you live on a farm or a ranch. Cattle guards, they've got gates, fencing material, full-service hardware store, and more. 1105 East 2nd in Roswell, and also online at roswelllivestock.com. If you're up in Capitan, you can find same great service, Lincoln County Mercantile. Blake and the text, things that happened on this date in history up next.
Travis from Roswell saying, Kim Paxton, the Attorney General of Texas, should arrest and charge these Biden officials with human trafficking for flying these people in. That is illegal. And Biden couldn't charter all Americans out of Afghanistan, but charters illegals into the U.S.? What's wrong with this picture? Until oilfield liberal, he's an oxymoron. And then I got my notice of value yesterday on my house that I bought last year, and evidently it's worth $25,000 more than I paid for it. Either going to dispute it or sell the house. And one last one here, B. My blood pressure is down since Tom isn't on today.
Yeah, we've had lots of people commenting about.
Someone else has a problem with your shirt. Did you show your shirt earlier? Because they're saying, B, burn your shirt and buy a bigger shirt, fat ass.
What?
I don't know what that's about.
I'll take it off. How about that?
No.
Where's the fat, baby? Where's the fat?
What shirt? No, okay, P. His Trump shirt.
Yeah.
Where is the fat?
I think they just don't like that your shirt fits normally.
Well, and I said when we came on that it came in and it was, it's a little snug, but I'm not, I weighed in today. I weigh 179 pounds, and I'm trying to gain weight. 179 pounds is not fat.
Well, of all of us, B is the smallest by far.
Right.
So
I'm actually trying to gain weight.
Who's sponsoring the pledge? Who's sponsoring the pledge, Kevin?
No, I got to get to things that happen on this date in history first. Being brought to you by 2A Tactical Firearms and Indoor Firing Range. Dwayne Pennick is a veteran and, of course, locally owned and operated 2A Tactical Firearms and the Indoor Firing Range. 236 East Navajo and Hobbs, state-of-the-art firing range, climate-controlled. And they also have the Milo FBI training simulator. You can check them out today. They've got with that Milo training simulator, you can fire live shot or the laser, 1,000 different scenarios. They've got ammo, huge selection of firearms, and financing is available. If you need financing, training's available. If you want to undergo one-on-one training, gun safety training, or maybe group training, and I encourage that. If you are a first-time gun owner, it's probably a good idea. They have all the tactical gear you need, optics, guns, you name it. Check them out. You can go online and check them out, 2atacticalrange.com, or just stop in 236 East Navajo, Suite 1200 in Hobbs. Congress established the U.S. Mint on this date in history in 1792. Lead pencils made for the first time in 1827. On this date in history, 1870, first woman ever nominated as vice president. Her name was Victoria Woodhull. A gas-powered motor invented by George Baton on this date in 1872. Also, President Hayes presided over the first Easter egg roll on this date in 1877. Very first movie house in America opened up in Los Angeles in 1902. Admission was 10 cents and popcorn was 10 cents. They say $5, but yeah, that would be, yeah. Watson Watt received a patent for the radar on this date in 1935, and plans were unveiled to build Disneyland on this day in 1954. It was the happiest place on earth back then. National Burrito Day happening today, and day after April Fool's Day, sales are starting. Country singer Billy Dean is 62 years of age. Clark Gregg from Marvel Universe is 62. Have no idea.
Agent Phil Coulson.
Oh. Karen Jane Woodard of Bananarama is 63. Blake, name a Bananarama song.
Cruel Summer, Venus.
Yeah.
I Heard a Rumor.
Yep.
Wow, dude, you're good.
Yeah. Gregory Abbott is shaking you down this morning, Blake. He's 70.
Wow.
Yep. Emmylou Harris is 77 years old. She won 14 Grammys back in the day. And Linda Hunt of NCIS Los Angeles is 79 years of age.
I don't know who she
is. Yeah.
That would be Hetty.
Hetty?
Hetty from NCIS LA, yeah.
Oh, really? I'm actually switched to watching Tracker on Amazon.
I've watched that a little bit, and it's not horrible.
It's not bad. It's not. I only watch TV one day a week, so sometimes I'll, choose to watch something that, and so I've watched several episodes.
Something you might enjoy on Netflix, B, if you haven't, is it's one called Warrior. It's actually on Max.
Oh no, I've watched every episode.
Yeah, that's good. That was a good one, wasn't it?
That was good. And then somebody was telling me about a new deal where it's like a universe that is spying on us and they want to kill all the scientists.
Yeah, I forget which one that, because
I can't think of the name of it, but I'm not into the sci-fi stuff, but they said it is so good. So I might watch it because if it's so good, I can't pass it up. All right, we got to get to the national anthem and the pledge. Keep you updated with everything going on. We'll qualify you for the cash in just a second. National anthem and the pledge coming up next. KWMW Maljamore 105.1 FM. It's 8:04. Yes, we're late. I'm blaming it on Will Rooney this morning.
It is. It's my fault. Sorry about that.
The national anthem of the pledge being brought to you by Rebecca Long, 575-393-2661. She can take care of all your insurance, home, auto, life insurance, recreational vehicles, life insurance, so important. Young couples, life insurance is expensive. So inexpensive. And nobody wants to talk about bad things happening. Nobody wants to think about bad things happening. But when they do, you need life insurance. And sometimes people need life insurance to be able to sustain their way of life and take care of the kids and so on and so forth. Make an appointment and talk to Rebecca today. 575-393-2661. Rebecca Long has been your farmer's agent for 40-plus years, started the business at 19. It is a proud sponsor of a national anthem and pledge on W105.
Good morning. My name is Drew Mosier. Time for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land and of the free and the home of the brave.
8:07, large prayer this morning being brought to you by Judah Oil, reminding you God is in control.
From Ephesians 4 this morning, be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love. Make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace.
Hello, I'm here with my wife Dixie, and I'm Blaise Campanella with Judah Oil. We pray that as you go through your day, that you will see all the blessings you've been given. God said that He will prosper you and not harm you. See, in a world that is lost, God is there. Yes, in the most empty place, your most fearful circumstance, God is there. He will never leave you. Never forget, Jesus loves you. He really, really does. Please take a moment and pray the Lord's Prayer with us. God bless you. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
8:08, we are W105. Quick check of the weather being brought to you by Rig Outfitters in the home store, Broadmoor Mall, extensive collection of FR jeans. They've got the $99 boots in there. Go check out that selection. Need steel toe boots? They can accommodate that. Hard hats. They've got every safety gear. They've got it all. And while you're there, check out the furniture and appliances and electronics. 0 down financing. And when you're in there, make sure and tell Joe, hey, what's going on? And also make sure and tell him best of luck as he's recuperating just a little bit. Scrub Outfitters right next door. They have the largest selection of scrubs in 100 miles. If you're looking for big name brand scrubs like Healing Hands and Dickies, Medcouture, Peaches, they've got it all. And they've got the medical equipment, and they've got compression socks, all the shapes, all the different designs that you're looking for and colors, and comfortable shoes, too. Scrub Outfitters, Rig Outfitters, and the Broadmoor Mall. High temperature today getting up to about 63, 25-mile-an-hour winds expected today, most of the winds from the north. North winds tonight, they're going to be pretty much gone, less than 10 miles an hour. 39 tonight, the overnight low. It's not going to be windy tomorrow, sunny and about 75. Quick check of the weather this morning being brought to you by Rig Outfitters. We're taking a break. Get updated with news. We'll get you qualified for the cash in just a second. News being brought to you by Ragsdale Law Firm. Luke Ragsdale, the guy settling the big cases. Yeah, settling a case in the patch for more than $10 million, $9 million case, medical malpractice case, and settling car accidents, slip and falls, any type of personal injury. And if you need somebody to defend you in the court of law, Luke Ragsdale can handle that. His number 575-208-5300, ragsdalelawfirm.com. News coming up next. First, though, let's qualify you for the cash on W105.
Call now. Thank you for calling.
Permian Ford and Hobbs presents the Cash Blowout Contest on W105. This is the Cash Blowout Contest on W105.
Call now. Call now.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. Israel sending condolences for the 7 World Central Kitchen aid workers killed in Gaza after making a delivery. Prime Minister Netanyahu calls it tragic, an unintended strike. Knight to the rescue. Knight Insurance of California backing Donald Trump's $175 million bond to appeal his New York real estate fraud ruling.
The New York Appellate Court gave the former president 10 days to put up the money after a panel of judges last month agreed to cut the amount needed to stop the clock on enforcement. If Trump wins the case, he won't have to pay the state anything and will get back the money. The former president is trying to overturn a judge's finding that he lied about his wealth to secure loans.
Trump posting the legal system has been corrupted and politicized. Hunter Biden's claim of selective prosecution failed, and a California federal judge rejected his bid to dismiss tax and gun charges. America is listening to Fox News.
Artesia, it's back. Red Zone 2024 is coming Saturday, April 13th to the Bulldog Pit, featuring a night with 2024 Rookie of the Year and 2-time Heisman Trophy finalist C.J. Stroud. Doors open at 6 p.m. Event begins at 7. Tickets are free of charge, but you must have one to enter. Free tickets can be picked up beforehand at the Artesia Chamber of Commerce. Red Zone 2024 featuring C.J. Stroud is a presentation of myashley.org, a local charity with the focus of combating the epidemic of drunk driving after the Richards daughter, Ashley Richards, tragically lost her life in 2009 to a drunk driver. Show your support and see C.J. Stroud in Artesia at the Bulldog Pit, Saturday, April 13th at 7 p.m. For free tickets and more information about Red Zone 2024, please contact the Artesia Chamber of Commerce.
This is Davis Smith, the Guerrilla Lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients. And do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the Gorilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the Gorilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
Wilbanks Trucking Services is seeking dedicated, responsible, and committed professionals to join their team. CDL positions that pay starting at $25 an hour and higher depending on experience. Non-CDL positions starting at $20 per hour. And crane operators at $34 per hour and higher depending on experience. Wilbanks Trucking Services offers comprehensive training and excellent benefits including medical, dental, and vision, 401k, as well as housing for out-of-town employees. To join the leaders in oilfield services, call 575-746-6318 or visit wilbanks.us for more information on career opportunities. Wilbanks Trucking Services is an equal opportunity employer.
If you're looking for new adventures, Garner's Motorsports in Hobbs has you covered. Stop by our dealership to take advantage of an exclusive offer on the Can-Am Outlander. Right now, you can enjoy a $500 rebate on select 2023 Outlander models. Dive into the great outdoors and experience the thrill of off-road freedom while saving money. Seize the moment and head to Garner's Motorsports, 320 North Del Paso in Hobbs to get rolling on a new Can-Am ATV. Offer ends 3/31/24. Certain conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Sutherland's of Carlsbad is here for all your home improvement and DIY projects. Visit Sutherlands.com for how-to tips and guides. Skip the hassle. Buy online and pick up in-store for free at 2101 South Canal in Carlsbad. From hardware, lumber, cabinets, and plywood to fencing, power tools, and furniture. Sutherland's has what you need for the job, plus great financing options. Sutherland's, helping Americans build it better since 1917.
This Lovington Wildcat update being brought to you by Battle Energy Services. 1315 Avenue D in Lovington, with 5 generations of their own Lovington Wildcats.
Proudly serving the Permian Basin for over 10 years, Battle Energy Services says good luck to the Lovington Wildcats. With locations in Lovington, New Mexico, and Midland, Texas, Battle Energy is your source for BOP, nipple up, and testing services. Also offering Safeland USA and H2S oilfield safety classes every Friday. 5 generations of Lovington Wildcats are behind the family and team at Battle Energy Services. Call 575-942-9472. That's 575-942-9472. Go Wildcats.
The young Lovington Wildcats baseball team is still learning how to play the game. They took on Ruidoso last Thursday. They came up short, but then there was that huge home run. Head coach Christian Cruz.
Gosh, man, he got a hold of that ball. And talking to him after the game, I talked to him. I said, guys, that's what we should have been doing all game. Right. We should have been aggressive at the plate. I know the guy had a little bit of velo, really gifted arm. Guys played behind him, but the same aspect we've always talked about is that he's a kid just like anybody else. Right. He's going to get rattled a little bit if you can get some sticks on the ball. And
Coach, what do you take away from this game with this young team?
They don't quit. Okay, I think at the beginning of the season, there was a lot of games we didn't even make it to the 7th inning. We'd make the same start that we had today. We have a couple errors, and I think our guys would shut down. And we've really tried to install a culture of competing. Biggest thing, no matter what we're doing, we compete.
Lovington will host Roswell and Jowl this week.
This Lovington Wildcat update being brought to you by Battle Energy Services. Call 575-942-9472. Go Wildcats.
I know he's an early riser.
We don't get fooled again.
Guys ready?
Be in the Breakfast Club, broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer.
Are you listening to me? Because I'm about to unload.
The Terminator is back on his feet, and now we got a brand new cover band, Arnold and the Pacemakers.
Everybody up! Open my heart. It needs some work. Doctor, you better not mess up and be a big jerk.
Listen to him cut it up, like the surgeon who cut him open.
Once upon a time, I was pumping hot iron. Now I'm not really lifting anything too heavy. My doctor says there's not much I can do. It's an arrhythmia of the heart. That's what it's called.
Heart Man, Heart Machine, Arnold and the Pacemakers. Coming soon to dive bars and cardiology clinics everywhere.
Whoa! Yeah! I got a new heart now. This night can stop. Whoa! Yeah! Come on, give me some more cheese fries and gravy. I'm so hungry.
877-396-W105. So Arnold got a pacemaker, and he's taking things to a whole nother level. No matter how much you take care of your body, eventually they're going to wear out. And I also wonder, do you think Arnold took steroids back in the day?
He says he didn't, but I bet he did.
Pretty sure.
Yeah,
pretty sure.
I mean, I look at some of those guys, and it's hard. It's hard building muscle.
Well,
just natural. I mean, it can be done.
And he might have thought he didn't, but he might have just thought he was taking supplements, but
yeah, I mean the needle in the leg. Yeah, I mean he thought it was vitamin C.
Yeah,
for sure. New survey finds 30% of Americans say they'll never ever buy an electric car. Never ever buy an electric car. 30% of Americans, and people don't want to charge. And besides the amount of money that they're going to spend on the electric car, and then when it breaks, the batteries are $15,000 to replace.
Yeah. The only way you get an electric car is if you want a car payment forever.
Yes. New survey reveals that a whopping 34% of Americans subscribe to the idea that karma will bite you on the butt.
I would be in that group.
I'm still waiting on karma to bite the butt of some of these politicians. It just is not. Maybe they have a karma policy.
Well,
just,
some of them we will see it, and some of them we won't.
Yeah,
we don't see everything that goes on behind closed doors.
You're right about that. United Airline flight from Frankfurt, Germany to San Francisco did not make it very far when stuff went bad in the bathroom and started just kind of like waffling into the cabin. And they actually turned it around and headed back to Frankfurt. Somebody it was not fun.
I can laugh because I wasn't on
around.
that plane. If I was on that plane, I'm sure I wouldn't be laughing.
Another study actually claims that knee pain causes your brain to age faster.
Really?
I wonder if back pain. And don't forget Tax Day coming up April 15th, no less than 2 weeks away. I got to get started on that. But I started, then I stopped because I was so disgusted. Yeah. Federal income tax, April 15th. And the 104. I got to write the check, and I don't want to write the check. And Google co-founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin had a history of doing April Fool's jokes. Like 20 years ago, they pulled a April Fool's joke that everybody in the office, was kind of going crazy. And, maybe they April Fool's joke that they got hacked or something. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, that would be AT&T, the data breach. 73 million people. No, that's not a joke. That's for real. 73 million people are affected with this data breach. And they've got all your stuff. They got your Social Security numbers. They got your bank accounts. They know where you live. And your damn phone number. Mm-hmm. Yeah, not good. Blake, did you see the story that New Mexico cannabis manufacturer is actually filing suit against the Cannabis Control Division?
I saw that, but I didn't read it. I thought that was one of my stories to get back to.
And so it's kind of crazy because there are some big cannabis outlets out there. Mm-hmm. And they grow their own product and they distribute their own product. And the little guy is getting pushed out of the market. And
right.
So
but that's what the governor wants. She doesn't want.
No, she wants the big, huge marijuana dispensaries.
Because they give to her campaign.
So the cannabis manufacturer is suing the state agency over recent recall of some of their products. Mm-hmm. And they're calling it unlawful. So we'll see where this plays out.
Isn't Jacob Candelaria their attorney?
Yeah, that's the attorney. And, of course, Jacob Candelaria was a state senator for years.
Right.
And he was part of the push. And I don't remember exactly what happened, but at one time he took the stand and he said he had 3 different medical marijuana cards. This is before they legalized.
Right.
And I guess he couldn't get enough marijuana.
In different states, apparently.
3 different states, Arizona, California, and New Mexico. And I'm just going to say, I never went over my limit. I never even came close. I don't remember how much it was. I want to say 10 ounces. 10 ounces of weed is a lot. And so I don't know how this dude functioned on a daily basis. But, Jacob Candelaria is representing the farmers, and it's spelled PHARMER LLC. So he handles a lot of he's the attorney of note for a lot of these dispensaries, for sure. Right. James Carville sounding the alarm. He said it's horrifying. He said the Democrats are losing black voters in droves. And he said, I am scared. So former Bill Clinton strategist James Carville expressing concern on the Sunday shows over not just black voters, but they're losing young voters and black voters. And he said Joe Biden's support is dwindling. He's sounding the alarm. And when you hear somebody like James Carville, who has run many, many campaigns saying that Biden is in trouble, you might want to listen. Albuquerque police responding to the, I did the story about the Coronado Mall. Didn't I do that yesterday?
Yes.
Well, they arrested somebody. So another shooting at the mall, and this teen suspect was arrested on 2 different shootings. So one was at the mall, and then he went downtown Albuquerque and, arrested again. 2 teens. 18-year-old Zane Katzenberger was arrested and charged. And then 17-year-old Adrian Jamillo was arrested. Both of them are at the Juvenile Detention Center. Why is an 18-year-old at the Juvenile Detention Center?
Maybe he just turned 18. I don't know.
18 is the legal age. You become a...
Yeah, I would think so. But, this is New Mexico, so...
And, what's crazy is evidently they didn't get the memo from the governor.
No. Well, I want to know who she's sending this memo to, because obviously she's not sending it to all these people who need it.
Well, yeah, these people are the ones that really need it, and they're not getting it. All right, CDC talking about a rare form of a bacterial outbreak. We'll get to that. And the man that killed his father takes a plea deal. We'll get to those stories. And, of course, the boob of the day on the way. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Atlas Makeup Mirror, 575-631-3189. Go and talk to Rebecca Long today. She'd love to chat with you. Yeah, Atlas Makeup Mirror, the best makeup mirror on the market. And you can check it out on the web. You can go to Instagram and Facebook. Just type in Atlas Makeup Mirror. You can find it there. Mirror comes with 3 different mirrors, ×1, ×5, ×10 magnification, LED lights. And if you plan to use this to travel also, that's what it's designed for. It weighs less than 4 pounds, comes in the traveling case. And if you're going to be flying, you can carry it on the plane right there in that traveling case. It's got a handle you can walk right on. And the cool thing is they also have the wall mount mirror. They introduced that last year in multiple colors. It's 575-631-3189, atlasmakermirror.com. Blake and the text, then we'll get to the boob of the day.
So I'm always happy to hear you boys on in the morning, but I'm really happy to hear Will on the air. Hope you're doing well, and we'll continue to pray for your health and your families. And that's not the only person. Jeff from Hagerman checking in for you, Will, this morning. Nice to hear you on the air, Will. Hope you're doing great. And then,
thank you guys. I appreciate that.
And then J-Dub from Hobbs, this one's for you, B, says, come back to Hobbs, B. This Mexican food here will help you gain weight.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And then
that's what I'm thinking.
Smokey in Arizona asked, has Trump announced his pick for VP yet? And
no.
Yeah, I haven't heard.
No.
And then finally, I have one that says, Blake, can you name the person who flew in the immigrants? I'm in and out of the truck so much, I miss a lot. Well, that would be
Joe Biden.
President Joe Biden.
Joe Biden. Yeah, Joe Biden.
Kevin?
So who's y'all's thought that he's going to pick for VP?
I think it's going to be Noam out of South Dakota.
I think it's either her or Tim Scott.
Yeah. I think
no
Ramaswamy,
Tulsi Gabbards.
Yeah, I think he'll find a place for her, but I think Ramaswamy is going to find a position somewhere because, he's been working hard after he bowed out. He's been on the political stump with Trump, and I think Trump likes him. He's young, and maybe bring some new Republicans into, because he attracted a fair amount of young people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the Republican Party needs, young people.
It does.
And preferably of color.
The same people that the Democrats are losing in droves.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. All right, we got a couple more things to get to. Let's get to the boob of the day, being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. Medical experts are there ready to help you. If you're living in pain, there's no need to live in pain. They offer ozone therapy and stem cell therapy and the cryotherapy. They offer testosterone replacement therapy. If you don't know a whole bunch about testosterone, average man loses 3% a year, starting at once they reach about 35 years of age, sometimes younger. They're losing about 3% of their testosterone a year. So you multiply that times 10. In 10 years, by the time they're 45, they have lost 30% of their testosterone. By the time they're 55, 55, they've lost 60%. And so you need that to be replaced for you to continue to feel good, to have high libido, and to be able to grow muscles. If that's important to you, you ought to go get your blood work done and let them check it out. And same thing for women. I mean, hormones, they would love to talk to you about hormonal optimization. When your hormones are off, it can make you feel sad, depressed, all kind of stuff. Go let them do the deep dive into your blood work. 3900 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs, Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics, proud sponsor of the Boob of the Day.
So let's head to Florida, where I can always count on getting a Boob of the Day. A 30-year-old woman in Florida named Amber McCann was caught shoplifting from Walmart last week, and she had no shortage of stories on why she was stealing. In a very confusing discussion with the cops, she initially said she was playing a, quote, really fun game called 21, where someone grabs as much merchandise from the store as they can, walks out without paying, and then tries not to get caught. She originally said she dumped the items, along with her purse and ID, in a, quote, random car because that's part of the game. But later, she said that it's a rental car that her boyfriend had, and that he didn't know about her theft because he's too old to play the game. The police eventually figured out which car it was, and they found more than $1,000 worth of stolen goods in the backseat. They also found drugs, including meth and marijuana, along with other drug paraphernalia, and a locked safe with bars of silver, copper, and platinum. Those were not from Walmart. Amber was charged with grand theft, possession of marijuana, hashish, alprazolam, I don't know what that is, honestly, and possession of drug paraphernalia and trafficking meth, because she had enough of it to be charged with trafficking. And for all of that, she is our Boob of the Day.
I think she was going to pay a visit to Senator Menendez. I'm just thinking out loud. All right, 833, Boob of the Day, being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. CDC warning about an invasive bacteria breakout, and they say cases are spiking in the United States. It's a very rare bacteria infection that we have not seen before. You remember Christy speaking to us yesterday from Dallas-Fort Worth about some of the illnesses that are coming over with all the people coming across the border. This is a bacteria meningitis that we have not seen. We haven't seen this. By the way, we haven't seen it in a long, long, long time. And it affects adults 30 to 60 years old, and predominantly affects blacks or African Americans at a higher rate than everybody else.
So in effect,
and COVID did too. Do you remember that?
I do. In effect, Joe Biden letting everybody in is declaring war on these people.
Yeah, wow. Crazy.
Wow.
Albuquerque man charged with killing his father took a plea deal. Yeah, he killed his father during a fight last year. Giovanni Salazar pled guilty to voluntary manslaughter after fatally shooting his dad, Eddie Salazar. And then how do you accidentally shoot somebody when you pull a gun at them?
You don't unless you're Alec Baldwin.
Oh, yes. By the way, he said both the father and the son were heavy drug users, and that's why he got a break. He's going to do 5 years. Took a plea deal and gets 5 years. Why are you giving a plea deal to a violent offender? 5 years. You took somebody's life. And the governor wants to know why our crime is so high. Number 1 in the country for violent crime, according to Forbes magazine. That came out over the weekend. Why? 5 years for killing somebody. What is the human life worth? Nuts.
Not much in New Mexico.
Crazy. California boy, 9 years old, attempts to drive himself to school, led police on a high-speed chase in Northern California. Did I mention the kid is 9 years old? 9 years old. Kid driving himself to elementary school.
He can barely see over the steering wheel.
By the way, he was probably still safer than Tom driving. I'm just saying.
Poor Tom.
Talk about incredible dangers to California roads.
Poor Tom. We keep picking on him, and he's not even here.
City of Roswell giving away free tree seedlings. If you need tree seedlings, they're going to be celebrating Arbor Day and the Keep Roswell Beautiful programs giving away seedlings. If you need more information, contact them. All right, Blake, wrap it up so we can take our break. Our number 877-396-W105.
This texter says, I really enjoy RC models, but full-size electric car is another way to control your freedom of travel. That is true. Let's see. I haven't had a headache since Tommy left to go to the bathroom yesterday. And staying on Tom A for a minute, this one says, where is Tom A? I will let you answer that, Kevin.
Compacted.
He's not here. He's at home. He has a rumbly in his tumbly.
He has a tummy ache.
Yeah. And one reason why Democrats keep losing voters from other races is that they finally figured out Joe Biden has been a racist since at least the 70s.
He has.
Yeah.
He has.
Verifiably. I mean, we've got audio.
Yeah. Lots of, if you can still find it, because they will take it down.
Yeah, they've been scrubbing the internet for it. And we will be caught up right there, B, unless you see something else.
Do you remember a couple of weeks ago when Tom said I never miss work? I'm like, dude, you came back from vacation and missed days.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Who goes on vacation and comes back sick? And then you get sick again and then get Blake sick.
Yeah, then
I think he just got used to being gone and wanted to stay out more. So
it could be. I don't know. I'm just mad that he got me sick.
I'm going to be honest. I went drinking Sunday, went to a buddy's birthday party Sunday, and Monday I was still hungover in the morning. But I showed up. You know what I did? I just kept drinking last night. I mean, 8:38. We're going to take a break. We're coming back. We got a call. I'm just joking, by the way. Joking. All right. Zia Guns reminds you they have a huge selection of guns, over 1,000 firearms in stock, handguns, rifles, shotguns. They've got them all. Find the right gun for you. Ladies, if you have been thinking about it, a lot of crazy things going on in southeast New Mexico. Roswell, you've had a number of murders in the last month that are off the charts. Started off the year, it's crazy. And you want to make sure that you protect yourself? Go in the Zia Guns. They have lethal and non-lethal personal protection. And I've said it before. I mean, non-lethal personal protection is probably okay for most people, but I'm not a lucky person. If I use non-lethal, they're going to get up and kill my whole family. So I tend to go the other way, but that's your choice. Trade in your old gun to get a better gun. And don't forget they have ammo. They can tune up your bow. They've got an awesome staff. expert staff, awesome staff. Go in there and talk to Miss Amanda today, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Over 1,000 guns in stock. They're closed on Saturday, open on Sunday at Zia Guns. We're coming back. Let's qualify you for the cash on W105.
Call now. Thank you for calling.
It's the Cash Blowout Contest on W105. This is the Cash Blowout Contest on W105.
Call now. Call now.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. Plans to build a new high school and make improvements to middle school in Carlsbad are in motion after voters passed a $300 million general obligation issue for Carlsbad Municipal Schools. March 29, Eddy County Board of County Commissioners certified results from the mail-in election that concluded March 22nd. The Eddy County Clerk, Kara Cook, says 19,000 ballots mailed in February and had to be turned into her office by March 22nd. She said 1,871 voted for the bond issue, 1,481 voted against. A federal court blocked the company's license to store nuclear waste in southeast New Mexico after the project faced stern opposition from environmental and industry groups. In the years since it was proposed, Holtec International first applied for a federal license from the Nuclear Regulatory Commission to build and operate that facility that would store about 100,000 metric tons of spent fuel brought into the site near the Eddy-Lee County line from commercial nuclear power plants around the country. The facility was designed to hold the waste temporarily, consolidating it into the remote desert region supporters argued was far from large cities or bodies of water, unlike the reactors themselves. Some cloud cover may obscure the view during the April solar eclipse next Monday. While New Mexico doesn't lie in the path of totality, the partial eclipse will be visible to New Mexicans who gaze up at the right time. National Weather Service has forecast Monday through the chance for windy conditions that afternoon. It predicted winds would die down by Monday afternoon, and Carlsbad wind gusts reaching 24 are likely with 0% probability of precipitation. Cloud cover predicted at 11% on April 8th. A total solar eclipse will cross the U.S. from Texas to Maine. During this event, a partial solar eclipse will be visible throughout the contiguous U.S., as well as in Puerto Rico and parts of Alaska and Hawaii. And that's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
Get ready for Yucca Blossom Spring Fling, April 6th and 7th at the Artesia Center, 612 North 8th Street. Over 75 booths of shopping with something for everyone. There'll be food trucks and boutique trailers too. Come enjoy an entire weekend of shopping small businesses all in one convenient location. Plus, don't forget to bid at the silent auction to benefit a local family in need. Yucca Blossom Spring Fling, Saturday, April 6th from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday, April 7th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Artesia Center, 612 North 8th Street in Artesia, New Mexico.
The Cabron City NRA Annual Banquet is Saturday, April the 13th at the Walter Gerald Performing Arts and Exhibition Center in Carlsbad. Live and silent auction, steak dinner with all the trimming, and cash bar. With over 80 guns and prizes for this event. That's Saturday, April the 13th at the Walter Gerald Exhibition Center in Carlsbad. For table reservation and seating info, contact Sean, 575-361-5626, 575-361-5626, or go to nra.org/events.
Honey, what are you doing? It's 4 a.m.
Well, I'm making a big breakfast for you and the kids. We got to get going this morning. It's a long drive to Midland Airport.
I booked our flights out of our airport here in Hobbs. It's in town, not in Texas.
Well, you want some toast?
Is that strawberry?
Organic boysenberry.
I'm going back to bed.
Love you.
Flying in and out of Hobbs gives you more time and less stress. So when it's time to fly, you gotta fly Hobbs.
Sierra Blanca Motors in beautiful Ruidoso has over 60 new 2023 and 24 Rams in stock. All makes, all models, ready for a quick delivery. So they are blowing away the competition with lower discounts on these vehicles than any dealer in Southwest New Mexico, guaranteed. Their loss is your gain. Online at SierraBlancaMotors.com. Sierra Blanca Motors. They make it easy with no gimmicks, no markups, no addendums, and lower pricing. See dealer for details.
There's exceptional Easter savings this week at Bob's Fritway with baby back pork ribs, $2.49 a pound. Get ready for grilling with bone-in New York strip, $6.99 a pound. Fresh ground beef, $2.49 a pound. And it's National Frozen Food Month, so get big savings on everything from Craven flavored ice cream sandwiches and fruit pies to Jimmy Dean's breakfast bowls, and everything you need for your Easter basket, from the Kinder eggs to the marshmallow peeps and eggs to the Easter hunting favorite, all on special this week, where for more than 50 years, your grocery dollar's always gone farther. And they still carry your groceries out. Bob's Ritway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Artesia, it's back. Red Zone 2024 is coming Saturday, April 13th to the Bulldog Pit, featuring a night with 2024 Rookie of the Year and two-time Heisman Trophy finalist C.J. Stroud. Doors open at 6 p.m. Event begins at 7. Tickets are free of charge, but you must have one to enter. Free tickets can be picked up beforehand at the Artesia Chamber of Commerce. Red Zone 2024, featuring C.J. Stroud, is a presentation of myashley.org, a local charity with the focus of combating the epidemic of drunk driving after the Richards' daughter, Ashley Richards, tragically lost her life in 2009 to a drunk driver. Show your support and see C.J. Stroud in Artesia at the Bulldog Pit, Saturday, April 13th at 7 p.m. For free tickets and more information about Red Zone 2024, please contact the Artesia Chamber of Commerce.
Back on the chain, yeah.
Now, back to the show.
Be in the Breakfast Club, broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain Gods studio. Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer.
It's about damn time.
877-396-W105. We are BN the Breakfast Club. 8:47, a peaceful day. I haven't hit my head yet. It's actually been pretty awesome. Thousands of Florida transplants. Yeah, exactly. Transplants moved to the Sunshine State during the pandemic and are reportedly packing up and moving elsewhere. So moving to places like West Virginia and Michigan.
Why? Nothing against those states. They're pretty in the summertime. But they're cold.
Are you saying they have less meth there? No. Have you ever not been to West Virginia? So actually the real reason for moving, including they're tired of the heat and the dangers of hurricanes and damaging, dangerous wildlife. And, of course, way too many senior citizens on the road.
I was going to say, that's the wildlife, right? The wrinkles and the crutches? Yeah.
I will say this much. Florida's highways are just awesome. They really, really are. The whole highway system is awesome. I could see myself living in Florida, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had more money, definitely I could see myself. Heavy snow appears to be headed to the Great Lakes. So New England, all the way northeast, New England, starting midweek. And if you're a Cubs fan, that could be good news. That way you won't lose the game. They'll rain it out or snow it out, whatever the heck it's called.
Speaking of the Cubs, I'm going to do my Tom A here and segue to they got drummed by the Rangers in the opening series. And Will, if you're still on with us, I got one of the World Series Ranger hats, and the logo is actually in gold. So that's kind of cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't a Cubs story. That was actually rolling into a Rangers story, so you could brag about the Rangers.
Yeah, that's why I said
there's a difference.
That's why I was pulling a Tom A.
Yeah. Barbara Rush, the actress best known from, she was on Peyton's Place and All My Children. She died. She was 97 on Sunday. And New York Yankees acquired the right-handed pitcher Jake Cousins from the White Sox on Sunday, and you're not going to believe who Jake Cousins, his cousin, is. Any idea?
No. Will?
Kirk Cousins.
Really?
The football player. Yeah. I'm still waiting. I don't follow baseball except by, like College World Series.
Right.
I'm still waiting for them to call up a couple players from LSU's national championship team. Number one would be Paul Skeen.
Okay.
So I can't believe they haven't moved him up. That guy throwing nothing but smoke.
Right.
Crazy. 11-year-old boy recovering from assault in northwest Albuquerque was at a park. Local mother says her son was enjoying a bike ride with a friend in the park when he crossed paths with the wrong person. The encounter with a stranger left her son with some pretty serious injuries. Kristen Daw says her 11-year-old son was assaulted by the man. He told police it happened after him and his friend were riding their bikes through the park, and that's when they were attacked by this guy. Well, this is what happens when you allow people to take over a park.
Right.
I mean, that park is designed for people to use, and you allow the homeless to run it like it's their own. By the way, paramedics were called, cops were called. This guy grabbed the kid off his bike and threw him to the ground and beat him. He suffered a broken arm and a broken radius and a concussion and a broken arm and other things. By the way, they have been having problems at this park. The mother says kids can't even go for a bike ride in Albuquerque anymore.
And we wonder why our state is number one in violent crime.
Number one. Beating up kids. By the way, they said they've had multiple kids that have been injured at the park, age 11, 12, and 13. Wow. Kids can't even go out for a bike ride. Destiny Pacheco. Looks like the man that accused the Southeast Albuquerque murder is remaining behind bars. James Gonzalez and Destiny Pacheco went to the apartment near San Mateo in Gibson and robbed the 75-year-old Henry Valverde. Police believe that the fight ensued, and that's what led to them killing the 75-year-old man. Craziness. Put him away in jail and throw away the key.
Yes.
God, I wish we had the death penalty.
Yes.
I only wish we had the death penalty.
That's one thing you can look forward to out of Texas usually is every Wednesday, it's death day.
Yeah. Yep. It's time to, it used to be it's time to light them up, but now it takes on a whole new meaning.
Well, it's their version of taking out the trash.
Yeah, and no doubt. Career criminal is behind that Easter shooting in Nashville. One person dead, 7 others injured. And you're not going to believe, this guy has a criminal history that is as tall as I am. You're not going to believe that. That's crazy. So police arrested repeat offender. 46-year-old Anton Rucker, suspected of the shooting at a restaurant, killed 33-year-old Alan Beachman and then injured 7 people in that shoot. Those 2 men got in an argument. He proceeded to shoot that guy, but also shoot other people. I mean, we can pinpoint every one of these recent murders. The police officer in New York City, the police officer in New Mexico, this guy, victims of being killed by repeat offenders.
Repeat
offenders.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the guy that killed the police officer in New York City had been arrested like the end of last year. And then they let him out again, and he admitted on social media that he was a killer. I mean, it's one thing to say I'm a killer, and it's another thing to say I'm a cold-blooded killer.
Right.
And he meant it. He's a cold-blooded killer. Crazy. 8:54, we're going to talk about a woman goes to prison on a naked rampage at a convenience store. She got naked. I'll talk about that. And Charles Barkley making comments about LeBron James. Eddy County Sheriff warns about a potential scam. We'll get to that. And we got to touch on the Iranian consulate that was flattened. And they took out the lead guy in Iran. This guy was the guy that was the mastermind.
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll get to that. Text line 877-396-W105. Good news of the day on the way. Our number 877-396-W105.
Did y'all see where Harley Davidson was bought by Tesla? 51% of the company. I don't know if that was just a spoof, but that's why I ride a Honda, says Jimmy. And this one says, hey, B, you're not kidding about the drinking, but working with Tom, who can blame you? And I got one more picking on Tom here this morning that's a little comical. Says, Tom A. had a wrestling match with a burrito and lost.
Yeah, he said something about a pork chop, but pork chops usually...
Probably, it was probably both.
Look, dude has not seen a vegetable or a fruit he's really liked in a long time.
Well, he couldn't identify
Other
cauliflower.
than pineapple on his pineapple upside down cake.
Yeah, that would be
Well, you guys both remember at the Lovington Chamber banquet, part of the thing with the vegetables was it was steamed vegetables, and it was really, really good. And one of those vegetables was cauliflower. And so he asked everybody at the table, "What is that?"
No, he's not a vegetable.
Are you serious?
Yes, he couldn't
He
identify.
didn't know what cauliflower was.
No, I thought Mandy was going to knock him out of his chair.
And look, I'm very particular about the vegetables. I don't eat a lot of vegetables. I don't eat cauliflower. I don't eat broccoli. There's lots of things I do not eat.
They're good for you.
Yeah.
And then sports one here, Kevin. Did you see the no-hitter in Houston from last night?
I did not. I did not see that.
I heard it on the way in this morning because that game went way longer than I'm up. So I heard it on the sports report this morning, and that kid it's like his 7th or 8th game, and he's only ever thrown up to 6 innings before, but he threw a no-hitter, and he had 2 walks, and that was it.
Yeah, I was looking for the Tesla story. Of course, Harley Davidson is public owned now, but I was looking to see if Tesla was buying heavy in Harley Davidson, and I can't now.
Well, if the story came out yesterday, it could be an April Fool's story because there were quite a few of them yesterday.
Now Tesla has its own EV bike, and our buddy helped design the EV Harley Davidson.
Oh, that's cool.
In Madison, Wisconsin. Tom from the Conch Republican that calls in from time to time, but I don't see anything about Tesla, but it wouldn't surprise me.
And a lot of people won't know who this is, but I do have sad news in the comic book world. An artist, his name is Ed Piskor, and he did like X-Men Grand Design and a few other things. Under the last couple weeks, he had been being involved and being canceled by the cancel mob out there. And yesterday, he actually took his own life because of it.
Oh, my Lord.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and that was not a joke. His sister published that yesterday, and the viewing is next week. But he was only 41 years old. Was really one of the up-and-coming stars. He in comic book world. He was with Jim Rugg on Kayfabe, cartoonists, and they had a really successful show on, I guess it was a podcast and a bunch of other things, but very much up and comer. But that's what happens with this cancel mob is they go after someone.
Yeah, there's only 2 ways to handle that. Don't give a damn. Don't give a damn. That's it. Don't give a damn, because if not, they will get to you, make you depressed. Don't give a damn.
Right.
Yeah.
But anyway, our
Florida
sympathies go out to his family.
Yeah, no doubt. Florida woman has begun serving a prison sentence for a recent naked rampage at a convenience store, including get a hotel room. Go back to your house. Cecilia Barrett, 35 years old, pled guilty. Yeah, she unclosed herself and took things to another level at the racetrack convenience store and gas station. Horrifying thing is this was at a convenience store.
That poor clerk can never unsee that.
I don't know what this woman thought she was doing, but wow, crazy, nuts. Iranian consulate in Damascus flattened, and they're suspecting it's Israel that put the strike on the Syrian capital. Mm-hmm. And Iran is saying they are going to retaliate because Iran's consulate in Damascus was turned to brush. It was turned to rubble. And their lead guy, the senior commander, Mohammed Raiz, Zahadi, he was the senior commander of the Revolutionary Guard, was killed in that attack. Mm-hmm. And that was if you see this guy, you're going to go, oh, man. But Israel has not taken credit for that. We don't know who did it. But they're talking about retaliating. They're also, Blake, saying they could retaliate against the United States.
Oh, yeah. They said that they're going to retaliate against the U.S. before they said they were going to retaliate against Israel.
I mean, can we just turn them into a pile of rubble?
That would solve a lot of problems.
I mean, countries like that don't like America. And, I mean, we shouldn't go in there and invade the country. We should just, make them a parking lot. Permanently. Mm-hmm. Parking lot. Eddy County Sheriff reminding people that there could be a scam going on, and scammers claiming to be Sergeant Jason Decker calling. Scammer reporting calls to locals and telling them there's a warrant out for their arrest. By the way, the sheriff just wants to make you aware of that situation. Now, LeBron James, a lot of people do not like LeBron James. I'm number one on the list, by the way. But Charles Barkley, as of late, has been saying some crazy stuff. Remember when he said he'd like to throat punch anybody that says they're going to vote for Donald Trump?
Or anyone wearing a shirt.
Yeah, anybody wearing a Trump shirt. Oh, look, Charles, look, I got the Trump shirt on. Yes, fat guy, yes. So he said Charles Barkley said, LeBron is a great player and a great guy, but he is a drama queen. Spot on, brother, spot on. I don't agree with you on your politics, but you are spot on with that. For sure.
Yep.
All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to keep you updated with everything going on. Morning show being brought to you by Roadrunner Grill and Barbecue. They just finished up, of course, their Easter buffet that was going on. I'm sure that was awesome. We'll let you know next time the seafood is going to kick in. Don't forget, you can go in there and get that bacon-wrapped barbecue burger, which sounds really good right now. But, I mean, everything they do is very, very good. Get in there for breakfast right now. For lunch, you can have barbecue or the mainstays that are on their menu. Call in advance if you want to feed everybody at the office or on location, 575-736-2573, 811 West Main at Artesia. Check them out today. High temperature 63, increasing clouds. About 25-mile-an-hour winds expected. 39 tonight, and the wind's pretty much gone for tomorrow, your Wednesday hump day. High getting up to about 75. Sunny skies are expected. All right, Blake, we'll take a break. Text line open, 877-396-W105.
Well, somebody here said, not sure, but saw the sheriff's and ambulance going west on 62-180.
Yeah, they were responding to me whenever I asked them. They said something about, do we know anything about an accident? And I had said, no, where at? And that's when they responded.
Ah, okay. And we got a lot of things here. B says that you need to eat your veggies, and they also think that they want you to burn your shirt. So they think it's too tight.
Not going to burn the shirt, and I eat veggies pretty much every day.
And
well, with them saying that, they were calling you a fat ass earlier, I'm wondering if they've getting you and Tom mixed up.
Yeah, my BMI is like a 26 right now.
And it says they updated the leveling of the Iranian building this morning. It killed 2 generals and 5 soldiers.
That's awesome. Keep up the great work.
Yep.
So one of the other texters, a text that I don't agree with, they said, you're no different than a killer bee for wishing other people to be killed.
Oh, okay. God bless you. The only way to deal with snakes is to chop the head off the snakes, because eventually they will come back and kill you.
See anything else there?
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I was wrong about my BMI. 26.1 this morning. So not 27. So God bless you.
Will, you see any other texts you want to get to right quick?
Something about Kevin wants to murder 88 million Iranians for the actions of a few hundred people.
Well, then take over the country. Fix it.
We could do that with Mexico. Just move our southern border. That would fix that problem.
Well, I'm down with annexing Mexico.
So there you go, B.
Take over the whole country. Yeah. And by the way, deport the president, Obrador. You're out of here. Donald Trump would tell him he's fired. All right, 906 KWMW, Malchamora 105.1 FM news this morning being brought to you by State Representative District 61, Randy Pettigrew, the fighter that keeps going back to Santa Fe and battling the governor and the progressives. Look, he's seeking his 3rd term in office, and he needs your help. Randy Pettigrew needs your help. Number 1, he needs your vote. Number 2, if you can give to his campaign, do so at randallpettigrew.com. All these, constitutional illegal gun grabs, unconstitutional gun grabs. You know who was up there fighting fighting against that? That was Randy Pettigrew. That was Randy Pettigrew fighting against the unconstitutional gun grabs by this governor and the progressives. And by the way, that just started. Several of those gun legislation did not pass. She's talking about another session. You don't think that she's going to reintroduce those? Of course she will. Some of those gun legislation failed last year. She rolled them out again this year. They will continue until all your gun rights are completely gone. That's why you need a fighter. That's why you need a straight shooter. That's why you need Randy Pettigrew. Another thing that's in the spotlight is oil and gas industry. Oil and gas industry is right there under the microscope. You need somebody that will go fight for the oil and gas industry. Randy Pettigrew has worked in the oil and gas industry for years. He understands the oil and gas industry. Find out more information. All his history's right there. Randy, you can find out all the information on Randy Pettigrew. RandallPettigrew.com for more information. Message paid for by Randy Pettigrew. 909, taking a break. We're coming right back. Let's qualify you for the cash. We're W105.
Call now. Thank you for calling.
Permian Ford in Hobbs presents the Cash. This is the Cash Blowout Contest on W105.
Call now.
Fox News
News. I'm CJ Pop. But barring a guilty plea from Hunter Biden, the Texan gun case against the son of President Biden is going to trial.
Judge Mark Scarsi, having said he'd need a couple of weeks, instead ruled against every one of Hunter Biden's 8 motions within just a few days of hearing them.
Fox's Jonathan Hunt, jury selection set to begin June 20th. A new ad for the Biden campaign featuring a vow for abortion rights.
I'm running to make Roe v. Wade the law of the land again, so women have a federal guarantee to the right to choose.
Former President Donald Trump has suggested he might support a federal ban on abortion after 15 weeks of pregnancy. Tesla sales falling sharply last quarter due to increased competition worldwide, slow growth for electric vehicle sales, and price cuts failed to draw more buyers. America is listening to Fox News.
It's time for the annual membership meeting of Lee County Electric. This year marks their 75th anniversary. Join them on Friday, April 26th during regular business hours in Lovington and Tatum, New Mexico and Plains, Texas. Attendees will receive a registration gift, have the opportunity to vote, and be entered for the grand prize of $2,500 from Lee County Electric. Lovington will host a drive-through event, while Tatum and Plains will open their lobbies for registration. To streamline your registration process, find a personalized registration card in the back of the April issue of The Enchantment magazine. The business portion of the meeting will be streamed on Facebook Live at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Lee County Electric, 75 years strong, owned by those we serve.
At Coffee Drilling LLC, they offer a wide range of drilling services, from small domestic water to agricultural and monitor wells. In addition to mud and rotary drilling, Coffee Drilling offers services to pre-existing wells, as well as troubleshooting of pumps and all control systems. Call Coffee Drilling today to schedule your routine maintenance or see about an upgrade to your water system. Call 505-270-1767. That's 505-270-1767. Coffee Drilling LLC, over 20 years experience and serving all of Hobbs, Lovington, and Eunice.
For the issues that matter to voters, Larry Scott is fighting for us. That's why we need him in the state Senate. Larry Scott supports border security and stopping the flow of illegal drugs over the border. Larry Scott has a proven record of strengthening local law enforcement. Because we must secure the border and support our law enforcement, we need Larry Scott in the state Senate. Paid for by the committee to elect Larry R. Scott.
Wilbanks Trucking Services is seeking dedicated, responsible, and committed professionals to join their team. CDL positions that pay starting at $25 an hour and higher depending on experience. Non-CDL positions starting at $20 per hour. And crane operators at $34 per hour and higher depending on experience. Wilbanks Trucking Services offers comprehensive training and excellent benefits including medical, dental, and vision, 401k, as well as housing for out-of-town employees. To join the leaders in oilfield services, call 575-746-6318 or visit wilbanks.us for more information on career opportunities. Wilbanks Trucking Services is an equal opportunity employer.
This is Davis Smith, the Guerrilla Lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients. And do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the Gorilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the Gorilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
This Lovington Wildcat update being brought to you by Battle Energy Services. 1315 Avenue D in Lovington, with 5 generations of their own Lovington Wildcats.
Proudly serving the Permian Basin for over 10 years, Battle Energy Services says good luck to the Lovington Wildcats. With locations in Lovington, New Mexico, and Midland, Texas, Battle Energy is your source for BOP, nipple up, and testing services. Also offering Safeland USA and H2S oilfield safety classes every Friday. 5 generations of Lovington Wildcats are behind the family and team at Battle Energy Services. Call 575-942-9472. That's 575-942-9472. Go Wildcats.
The Lovington Lady Wildcats went 4 out of 5 last week, including a big win over Carlsbad, and that was a history maker. Coach Steve McCraw explains.
that Carlsbad game was pretty awesome. You know, anytime you can get a walk-off grand slam, you got to feel pretty good about it. And unless I'm mistaken, that's the first time in Lebanon history that they beat Carlsbad. So they got a great program. So we felt pretty good about that game. We gave Hop a pretty good run for the money. We made a couple little mistakes. Base running probably cost us a little bit, but felt pretty good about it. You know, we're willing to play them 5A schools and learn something. So, you know, I think we did that this week. We've been preaching that, you know, as long as we got an out to play with, we got a chance to win the game. And I think, you know, Carlsbad, they proved that because we had one out left and we got the win.
The Lady Cats are 9-2 entering this week's action and are ranked number 4 in 4A and number 9 in the state.
This Lovington Wildcat update being brought to you by Battle Energy Services. Call 575-942-9472. Go Wildcats.
I want to wake America up.
Be in the Breakfast Club, broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer.
I got to keep wearing it, but don't tell them I didn't have it on when I walked in.
Yeah, please don't tell them. I might get in trouble. 9:15, we are W105 station playing nothing but your country. And, of course, home will be in the Breakfast Club. Chinese man drank 1.1 gallons of water and, had a problem.
Yeah, that's not good for you.
Well, he drank it all in 5 minutes and 53 seconds. And, drinking too much water is not good. I understand.
You can actually overdose on water. It's a possibility. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, you remember that whole contest the radio station did, We for Your We? You remember that? Yeah, somebody ended up dying. Radio station in Dallas, they had to drink, I don't remember how much more. It was called We for Your We. And they ended up dying, overdosing on too much water. How much is too much?
I don't know, but I think it's right around a gallon. Like it might be slightly more or slightly less, but I think right around that.
In how long of a period? Because I drink almost a gallon of water a day.
In a short period.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I think in a day that's normal.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I have never been a water drinker, but because of my blood issues, they said drink as much water. So I put Celtic salt in the water, and I drink 2 liters in the morning and another liter in the afternoon. And then
rub it into the guy that's on 32 ounces of fluid restriction a day.
And we can hear the dialysis machine going. Yeah, rub it in.
I'm sorry, Will.
Wasn't it?
I have to drink that much water because my blood gets so thick that helps staying hydrated. And I had no idea a great majority of people that suffer from high blood pressure is because they're dehydrated.
Oh, wow.
Wasn't it so-and-so and Andy, 2 disc jockeys up in Boston or something, had gotten a lot of trouble because they did.
Yeah, We for Your We.
Yeah, and one of the people had cardiac seizures over drinking too much water on the air trying to win a prize.
Yeah, that's... I told Will because of my blood issue, I don't have enough oxygen in my blood or in my lungs. I went out and bought the oxygen machine. So it generates the oxygen, and
you can do the whole flight attendant thing where you put it on your face.
No, that's what I got it right here. Yeah. So when I'm doing my work in here, I'm just keep the machine on.
And Will's standing on the other side over there. And this morning I turned that monitor over here so I can do the cameras back and forth on that computer instead of the delay that I get logging in from my computer to that computer. Since Tom's not here, so he can't see the screen, so he didn't see that when that happened.
And Will, do you believe in BMI? I just figured this out. I mean, I'm at a 26.1 BMI, and I'm considered overweight.
Oh, that's the thing that makes crazy to me. And what they consider morbidly obese is pretty crazy to me, too.
Yeah, it's because, I mean, I got a 32 waist. And I'm overweight.
Well, I'm waiting.
I'm going to have to do 200 sit-ups tomorrow since I'm overweight. I talked about this yesterday. I wanted to just touch on it again. Colorado Democrats pushing a excise tax on firearms, 11% excise tax on firearms, and then they would do even higher for ammo. And this is just another, overreach when it comes to your constitutional rights. And they're also pushing that you would have to have insurance, some type of insurance on your firearms. Yeah. Insurance on your firearms that if you fired it, if you killed somebody with that firearm, it would actually, the insurance policy would pay for the person you killed. What's the chance of somebody ever killing somebody? I mean, out of all the legal gun owners, that's got to be very, very slim. I'm sure the insurance companies are backing it, no doubt. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, that's a moneymaker.
That's a huge moneymaker. But the excise tax alone, 11% on guns, and outlawing, of course, the assault rifles.
Well, and controlling the ammo controls what you can do with a gun.
Yeah. It looks like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. gathers enough signatures to appear on the North Carolina ballot. And if you missed a soundbite I had this morning, that he said when it comes to threat on democracy, he believes that Joe Biden is a bigger threat than Trump.
Yep. He's not wrong.
And by the way, Democrats they're really not happy with him at all. SEC leader pled guilty to sex crimes involving kids. So leader of a offshoot polygamous sect near the Arizona-Utah border has pled guilty to conspiring to transport underage girls across the state line. What authorities say is a scheme to orchestrate sexual acts involving kids. So this guy, Samuel Bateman, pled guilty Monday in federal court. He's going away for, it could be 50 years. At least we're hoping it's 50 years. And his organization is not part of the Church of Latter-day Saints, but it is a offshoot from the Latter-day Saints. It is a fundamentalist part of the Latter-day Saints, the people that have lost their mind.
I have a question here. Like, I fully support the 50 years for doing anything to the kids like that.
Sure.
But contrast that with killing the kids. And he'd get 10 years for killing them.
Well, that's what you get in New Mexico. That's what you get.
That's crazy.
Yep. And a Albuquerque man has been charged with possessing child pornography. William Dane Day, 59 years old, admitted that he downloaded images and videos depicting minors engaging in sexual acts. And these are very young kids. We're talking about under the age of 12. And so he is going away, and he's got 5 years. And when he gets out, he's going to have to become a sex offender, of course. But 5 years is what he gets. Lock the kids up, and I don't get it.
The answer to all this is simple. Start actually punishing criminals for their crimes. It's really that simple.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. And when we look at why we lead the nation in violent crimes, those that missed the story we had early this morning in the first hour of the show, Forbes magazine came out with a list of the most violent states. And New Mexico is the most violent state. They looked at per capita, per 1,000 people, and New Mexico, number one. Your chance of being assaulted in New Mexico, you're at the highest level than any other state. Do you remember the state that is the least? Was it New Hampshire?
It was New Hampshire, yes.
Yeah, New Hampshire least.
We're number one. We finally got number one. It's That's what I tried to tell people when I was living in Dallas, and you run against these people that thought they were so BA because they lived in Dallas. And I told them, I said, man, the people in my neighborhood where I'm from, southeast New Mexico, would keep you as a pet.
Well, it's just, and I wonder, every time we become number one in something, supposedly, we're number one. And what was the one with Mary Toulouse Oliver?
We're number one in everything bad, and we're last in everything that's good.
But weren't we number one in elections and secure elections?
We're
Remember
number
that?
one in rigged elections, yeah.
Well, I mean, but remember Maggie Toulouse Oliver sent that press release out?
Yes.
Yeah.
The super left-leaning MIT.
And then the governor had to celebrate that fact. I wonder if she'll celebrate the fact that we're number one as the most violent state.
What they didn't tell you about that survey and that study was that states paid to be involved in that MIT study.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like getting our logo on the Virgin Galactic.
Yep.
Yep.
You can be number one if you pay enough money.
Yeah, we're number one. All right, quick check of the weather being brought to you by North Star Laundry. One-stop shop for all your laundry. They can wash, dry, and fold your clothes. Look, you work hard. You don't want to spend the entire weekend washing and drying and folding your clothes. They can wash, dry, and fold your clothes, starch them up, do your dry cleaning. When you pick it up, they're all going to be ready to be, they're all folded neatly. All your clothes that you want starched are going to be starched up. Pretty cool. Find them today. They're in Carlsbad and in Loving. They're open at 609 West Lee Street in Carlsbad, 604 West Church Street, Carlsbad, and 406 West Cedar in Loving. High temperature today, we're going to get up to about 63. Cloudy skies, maybe a little wind, getting up to about 25 miles an hour, and that's pretty much it. Tonight, 39, and then 10-mile-an-hour winds tomorrow, 75, and sunny skies. Let's get to the good news of the day, being brought to you by Farmers Insurance Agent Herschel Rustin Hayes. Avenue D in Lovington, 575-396-0513. Home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance, Herschel Rustin Hayes. Give him a call today, 575-396-0513. Proud sponsor of the good news of the day.
So YouTube star Mr. Beast partnered with a company called Electric to donate e-bikes to about 600 people across the U.S. who all desperately needed a way to get around. The bikes are collectively worth about $600,000. And firefighters in Southern California used a helicopter to airlift a horse to safety on Sunday. It got spooked, ran off, and ended up stranded in a river. The horse is now fine, and they had to cover its eyes when they lifted it out because if anyone knows anything about horses, you cover their eyes. Obviously, seeing itself way up off the ground would have freaked it out just a little bit. And you might remember this lady from last year. Joy Ryan, she's 94. Last year, she set a world record after her grandson, Brad, helped her visit all 63 national parks. Now she's the oldest person to ever do it. And she's back in the news because Joy and Brad's new goal is to visit all 7 continents. Now, they've already got North America checked off because they're here. They've also done Africa, and they just got back from South America, including a trip to the Galapagos Islands, which, by the way, I highly recommend if anyone ever gets a chance to do so. All they've got left is Europe, Asia, Australia, and Antarctica. That's going to be the toughie. And then that is your good news of the day.
Good news of the day being brought to you by Herschel Rustin Hayes. Blake and the text before we get out of here.
All right. Just a couple of them here real quick, B. And I want to do this one right away. Good to hear you, Will. Stay strong and blessed, my friend. Another texter.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, another texter this morning says, sure enjoying the show this morning. And I will leave it at that.
Come on, we can finish it without dumbass. We're
Yep.
talking about Tom A.
That's what it said. I was letting that part go, but okay. And then talking about the how much water and those radio show people that did that "we" for your "we" says, yeah, they even had nurses and medical professionals calling in to warn them about the dangers of too much water.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
And they did it anyway. And by the way, the company was sued and almost bankrupt the radio group.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
News. Speaking of nurses and such and medical professionals, I want to give a shout out to all the ladies here at Club Fresenius for being so awesome all the time. Miss Erica and of course Nurse Erica and all the ladies here. They're super, super awesome.
Awesome. Appreciate you taking care of him for sure. Will, we always wish you nothing but the best, brother. So
I appreciate you, Pete.
Stay strong, and Blake, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Russ Black coming up in just a second. He's got Tradio. If you got something to buy, sell, or trade, Howard Stern, knock it off. Another call last week.
Yeah, they like him.
Yeah, they do like him for sure. All right, let's get updated, find out what the heck is going on with news. We'll come back with Tradio. We'll look at news this morning being brought to you by Roach Air Conditioning and Heating. Your next choice for an HVAC job. They do air conditioning and heating. Hey, they are a go-to company when it comes to air conditioning and heating. Got problems? Air conditioner or heater? Give them a call. 575-631-1999. Roach Air Conditioning and Heating. We'll see you tomorrow morning for the Wednesday Hump Day edition of B in the Breakfast Club. We're out of here. We're W105.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.